row house is directly related to the health of our communities.
You can find out more at sparkthechange.org. The owners of more than 100 vehicles are upset, and 2 young men are in trouble after a vandalism spree. Police say windows in the cars were shot out Friday night, apparently with a pellet gun. Jordan Landros lives at the Holly Park Apartments.
I came down and looked, and other people were out here and looking and pretty upset and all that. There's like a friend that just got a new car, and they still have their temporary plates on it, and theirs got shot too.
A 21-year-old and a 15-year-old were arrested on criminal mischief. And in sports, the Avs take on the Red Wings today at Pepsi Center. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, impact traffic.
There's one hazard to watch for if you're going to be traveling along westbound 6th Avenue. It's a stalled cement truck sitting in the left lane of westbound 6th, approaching Federal. Backups to I-25 with that. It looks like crews are on scene protecting. They're going to move you over to the right to get past that. The rest of the metro area highway drive is light traffic this morning because of the holidays. I think it's a good time to be traveling.
25
weather,
years
partly cloudy today and a high near 53.
This gives you an idea of longevity and all the shit we go through.
Tomorrow, expect mostly cloudy skies and a high of 51. Currently, it's 32. With your impact traffic and weather, McLaughlin, 6:30 KHOW.
Heretofore had perfect eyesight, but I have a problem with my right eye.
At Ruby Tuesday.
Behind the eye, I got to get a surgery. Suzanne's getting surgery on her eye today. It's amazing.
Oh, really?
Two eye problems in the office.
Only for a limited time, and only at Ruby Tuesday.
When you think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans and the help they can give you. That application process, we go through it line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job to make sure we're doing what's in your best interest. Call Brent Ivanson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000.
Feel free if you got a comment on one of the
They can answer all of your home loans.
Equal
opportunity lender regulated by NMLS 136756.
Which are really quickly.
Call 844-45 Ideal.
It is something that people always call quick claim deeds. Hey, can you, Dano, you need that light, right? You can't just dim it a little? Just a little if you can. If you can't, that's fine. I understand. Just a little, because I'm just...
Does this help you at all this year?
Yeah, that helps. Yeah. I mean, I'll give it... No, actually, it doesn't. I don't even know why it's there. Why am I talking about it? Oh, we were just talking about it. Nothing that you need. Do we have any blank paper?
Just time wives are like, can I get my husband to do this? And they want their husbands to sign up for safety.
There's one blank.
I can't advise you.
Oh no, she's bringing something.
To put this on your husband's phone without him knowing. So I thought maybe it was somebody calling in. They were calling it a quick claim.
Listen, guys, I want to just say something. I don't think you sell your thing strong enough. I think you sound very iffy when you talk. And I know why, because you don't want to overpromise. But I'm telling you now, there's plenty of time for people to examine. This is to get people interested to call. You can talk to them individually. Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Today, Martin Luther King Day, a man of depth. And I am here anyway working, and I'm hoping that maybe, you're tuning in the radio because you're not at work and normally you don't listen. And I'm getting new people today. So if so, we're on weekdays, 10 to 2 Mountain Time. Now, Eastern Time, of course, noon to 4. And here's the deal. All you have to do, no matter when you're listening, some people stream, some people listen to podcasts. So if you listen today because you're off work and then you decide to tune in, you can always find us archived on Facebook and YouTube. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app. You can find us on our flagship station, KHOW in Denver, 630 on the AM dial, KRDO in Colorado Springs, and around the country at various other places. But no matter when or where you're listening, if you remember 303-MARTINO, you can call. And that includes personal calls, too. I don't mind giving out my phone number. We screen every single call, and we will call you back. We don't think we're too good for you or, oh, no, I'm not going to. I'll call you personally if you need something. And it's of a personal nature where you need to talk to me. But, of course, give us an idea of what you're calling about. I don't want bill collectors calling. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Now, We're going to talk about anything you want today, of course, as we always do. But I do have some guests about called SaferNet. SaferNet is a filtering system for your internet. That's the way I put it. But it's a safety net. SaferNet.com. And we'll talk about what they do. But in essence, I'm just going to tell you the headlines. They completely make you immune to the seriousness that you've heard before and the devastating effects of ransomware. Yeah. We've heard of towns, $50,000 pay up. We've heard of organizations having to pay $100,000 or their data gets swiped. And they get so pissed off, they call their IT people, and their IT people scratch their heads and say, well, to tell you the truth, Mr. CEO, we can restore your data and all that, but guess what? It's going to cost more. They end up paying the ransoms all over the country. 60 Minutes did a report about it. We'll talk about it coming up. Plus, be free from malware. Completely free. And one big deal, people ask me, do they spy on you? They do not. They do not want to. Your stuff is yours. They couldn't spy. There's too many things going on. They just have customers. Now, you, as an administrator, can look at what your people are doing. Or you can choose not to. Let's talk to Mark now. Mark, thank you for calling the show. I'm Tom Martino. And as I said, we try to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. What's going on, Mark?
Yeah, okay. My wife and I refied about a month ago, and we have not been getting along. And we signed all the papers at the closing and everything.
Well, wait. You did what a month ago?
Well, we
you said something.
You out on the house.
Oh, you took a second out a month ago.
Yeah, to try to consolidate bills and stuff.
Gotcha.
And so anyway, I get home over the weekend, and she works in real estate, and she's trying to get me to sign a quitclaim deed.
Okay. Why is that?
What would
do you
be
think?
The point of that?
Well,
I
think she's planning on leaving you, but that's between you and her.
Right.
Now, Mark, I'm not kidding around. I would never kid about something like this. Let me explain, though, because people misunderstand quit claim deeds. Like, I quit, my job. A lot of people, first of all, call them quick, as in rapid. They're not. They're quit. A quit claim. What that means is a very simple thing. It means that you are quitting or stopping any claim you would have to a deed. So it's different than a full transfer. It's quicker. It's just as binding and just as legal, but it doesn't get you out of the underlying encumbrances. Let me give you some simple examples. If you quit claimed your interest in that house to your wife, you would still be on the hook for the liabilities if you signed on the loans. So it never gets you out of loans. Okay, people think, oh, I'm going to quit claim my house to someone else, and then the lender won't be able to foreclose. No, all of those liens stay in place.
Well, would she be able to get the house from me if I did sign it?
Now, let's talk about that. As far as ownership, if you two are on the deed and you quit claim your interest to her, guess what? She has all of the interests. One of the biggest mistakes people make in a divorce is they give away the ownership but keep the liability. For example, a judge says, Mr. Mark, your wife gets the house, so you quit claim it, right? All of a sudden, 6 months down the road, your credit is ruined because she wasn't making the payments. They come after you for payments, and you say, wait a minute, I quit claimed it away. You did not quit claim the responsibility. You just quit claimed the interest. It is the worst form of transfer. The only way it makes sense, and the only way that I think it should be used, is when there are no encumbrances and you simply want to transfer ownership very quickly, and then you can do it later on. You can do all the other paperwork. But here's the bottom line, though. Quit claim deeds, people have gotten ripped off in the past from them. Do you want to know why? Because somebody will come up and say, hey, you know that commercial building on 20th and Lincoln? I'm going to quit claim it to you for $100,000. And they say, well, that's impossible. Why? Well, I'm dying and I need the money. And they sign. I can sign right now a quit claim deed. Right now, I could do this legally. I could make a quit claim deed to you right now for the Empire State Building, and we can go file it in New York State, and I would not be breaking any laws unless I lied to you and said you're getting something of value and took money from you. Because here's what a quit claim deed says. It says, listen how tricky this is. It says, whatever interests I have in this property, I am no longer going to pursue it, and I'm going to allow you to pursue it in my stead. So you now have the interest that I had. But if I had zero interest, I would be quit claiming to you zero. You see, and that is where people get stung. I've known people who move to the state, they're looking for a home, and some guy says, hey, I'm going to quit claim this house to you. And they do it, and it's legal, and they file it, and people pay these people hundreds of thousands of dollars. This happened in the past. Come to find out, what he quit claimed to them was nothing. So I'm talking about quit claim from beginning to end. But in your particular case, here is what I suspect. Your wife wants to leave you and she wants the house. However, the worst thing in the world you could do is sign a quit claim. I want to know, are you guys having problems?
Yes.
Okay. And was she stupid to think that you're just going to sign it away? How did she put it? What was her reasoning?
She didn't. She hasn't said a thing. She's in real estate, and she
But what do you mean she hasn't said a thing? She asked you to sign it. Did she say, Mark?
She set it on the counter.
Oh.
She set it on the counter.
And
she didn't think to me. She signed it. And then she just expects me to sign it because I've always signed, I've always trusted.
And when you looked closely, when you look closely at it, Mark, it was signing your interest over to her, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, and just so people know, okay, it does. I want people to know this too. You are technically violating the terms of your loan when you quit claim your interest of a secured property. A secured property is anything that is held as collateral for a loan. And in those documents, you say you're not going to abandon the property, you're not going to let it go into disrepair, you're not going to be delinquent on taxes, and you're not going to give up possession. Even though people do it all the time, it's not really, it's violating the terms of your agreement. Now, Mark, you have other problems I want to talk to you about very quickly. I'm going to beg you to hold on because there's some other things you need to be aware of right now that you need to do today because she sounds like a conniving bitch. So hang on, all right? And then we will figure this out, and I'll tell you what to do today. I've had my experiences in the past. No names. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, if you have pain, anxiety, a raving lunatic bitch, anything like that, you want some relief, real CBD, thatworks.com. On a serious note, Panacea Life Sciences is making headway all over the country because people are discovering there is a real pharmaceutical-grade lab in Golden, Colorado, selling fine, perfect products that you can depend on when it comes to dosing. Real CBD, thatworks.com.
No, I mean, I missed you on our yearly get-together.
I apologize.
Don't apologize. You missed a wonderful meal, but maybe I'll take you to lunch one day over there, and you'll love it.
Perfect.
Hey, Patrick, it was your son's birthday.
It was his,
When you guys talk, I put this
co-fiance. Hopefully his future wife.
Has he ever been married?
No.
How old
They've
is
been going, he's 33. They're going on like 4 years together.
Why?
Well,
So I get, that's a good thing that he didn't rush Russian American.
Well, you know, it's funny. She said she won't get engaged. She won't live together until they get engaged. He said he won't get engaged until they live together. So she blinked. So they took an apartment for a year. And I'm hoping that he comes to his senses. She's an incredible woman.
Well, anyway, Patrick, welcome.
I'm Brad. Brad, I'm Ken.
I have breath.
Good to
I
meet
have
you.
breath now, Brad.
Patrick, Ken.
Ken, nice to meet you, Ken.
Nice to see you.
And you're with, who you with?
With
I want you to
What?
hit it.
We're both with SaferNet.
See, so many people think, I want to be so honest and forthright, and of course you want to be honest. But unless it's an outright lie, when I say like immune from this, and you say, well, it can affect one machine and this and that, or I hear you when I'm talking to you on the phone, I can hear hesitation in your voice about certain things I'm saying that are not untrue, but you want to qualify it. Now, we can qualify it on a show like this because we have time. You can't in ads. I tell people the purpose of an ad is to get people to call you, not to lie to them, but also not to tell them everything. It's to get them to call you. When you get them to talking, then you can say, by the way, this. Then you're completely open. Obviously, you don't want a pig in a poke. But you don't do that initially. And that's sometimes I might be totally inaccurate on this. I'm saying what I feel sometimes when I talk to you on the phone. I almost hear the hesitation with you trying to be ultra perfect.
30 away, K&H.
One of the things that...
Thank you for talking over that when I'm not plugged in. I just have to do a commercial real quick. When you hear him say stuff like that, 30 away.
And register your address to see if your home has been tampered with. You need to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now for 60 risk-free days to protect. Here you go, 5 away, KNH.com.
K&H is having a wonderful sale this month. They're offering 25% off Everlast siding, which is the best siding in the world, and also 25% off entry doors. But now I'm going to say this. If you mention me, you get an extra 10%. So why wouldn't you, right? So listen, even if you say, I don't even like them, it doesn't matter. Just mention me. You get 35% off entry doors and siding. I'm serious about this. You will never find better siding than Everlast siding. And here's the other thing I want to tell you. They're also doing buy one window, get one free. Make your own appointment. khwindows.com. Make your own appointment. khwindows.com. I didn't start the timer, but you weren't having a connection, so.
Money owed or a looming audit. Get relief now. 844.
How was I on time, out of curiosity?
Larson Tax Relief. Larson is a national leader.
I'd have to do a little post-mortem on it, but I think you were fine.
Negotiate the best possible settlement.
I love how you care.
Better than you can ever do on your own.
I could hold a collegiate level seminar on how little I care about everything.
This weekend, I got a bunch of calls, but it even happened to me. There's a new FedEx text scam that's going on, and it's ransomware. And they send it to you in your text message, hey, your FedEx package is coming in.
Please talk about it.
So I was able to, I put it on our Instagram, it's SaferNet Development, but actually, I clicked on it, and it came up saying blocked. And so the ransomware was not able to get on my phone. And I thought that was pretty exciting. So we had
very exciting.
We had a few people that actually said that the same thing happened, that they were customers and saying that they were fans for life because it actually blocked them, as well as it's on Facebook.
Do you know the most shocking thing about calling an electrician? The great unknown. What is wrong? How much will it cost to fix? Take the fear out of electrical.
This showed up as a tape.
$21 from a company I trust in.
Yeah, so I'm going to work with Grant on it. He's going to start taking over at noon.
Right.
The next 2 weeks.
Okay, I'll give you the list of.
On everything, trying to figure out why this is in the can.
Okay, and eventually, no. I do have some canned. I do have some that I've taped.
I know, but the woman sends me, the traffic woman sends me stuff for you to do, and then we look at it and it's already in here.
Okay.
So
let me explain another thing to you.
This one,
I have
Allstate.
lives.
Allstate agent.
I have live lives, taped lives, which, you know, are fresh as every now and then. Then I have recorded lives. Okay, you know that. And then I like to keep the recorded lives kind of fresh, so every now and then I'm going to give another badge and throw away some. So I need someone who's going to have some longevity here.
You paid $2,000 for this? I don't think Mark did.
I'm Tom Martino. We have SaferNet with us. And I just want to ask something very quickly. On SaferNet, this is where you sign up. I think here's hesitation people might have. Why are they not signing up? First of all, cost. If they had one computer at home, it's $3.99 a month. Is that how cheap it is or not?
That's correct, yes.
I mean, come on. $3.99 a month, that's a Starbucks. No, it's less than Starbucks. Okay, and the more you have, that price goes down, meaning not less than $3.99. But I mean, if there's big companies will get bulk pricing and families get pricing. We don't have to go over each and every price unless you call and you want us to. But here's another hesitation. They think you got to install something, and all it is an app, right?
That's it. All you do is download an app.
And that app directs their internet traffic through you guys.
Through their own cloud account, yes.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
The latency is quicker than this. Boom. Way quicker. I mean, it's probably like this. Click. Or less even.
Yeah,
what is it?
You can't even see latency at any level or slowing it down at all.
In other words, it doesn't slow down your net traffic, but it does keep you and your children safe. That's why it's called SaferNet.com. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute here. Let's keep going. Mark, specifically, this is what you need. Your wife, I believe, is trying to get out of the marriage, and she's doing some planning. And I would say this to anyone, husband or wife, you happen to call me, and this is really important. I'm never advocating cheating, but protecting. I always felt I need to protect myself. I will be more than fair, and of course the judge will ultimately say what is to be done. But I want to make sure it's there for me to have when the judge says, you know, do this. Some wives, some husbands rush to the bank. Do you guys have any joint accounts? My first question. Are you there? Did she knock him off already? Oh,
I'm here.
Okay, Mark, do you have any joint accounts?
Yes, we do.
Get to the bank immediately. I'm serious. You have authority to draw out everything and open another account at another bank under your name only. Now, am I saying you should keep that money for yourself? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is it keeps her from doing something cheap. Okay? Now, if you think that's going to spark a war, I don't know what to tell you, but you need to do it. You need, and it has to be another institution. Oh, well, it doesn't have to be, but normally it's better. And you have every right to do it. It's totally legal as far as you're not, you know, because as soon as the divorce is filed, there is something called a stay. That means they take a snapshot, and you're no longer allowed to transfer properties or take money, or spend money, or divide money. Everything is stayed until temporary orders and then permanent orders. I say I would rather head off any lying and cheating. And she sounds like the type that will try to do it. And you better hope your money's still there.
How about credit cards, Tom?
Okay, now, credit cards, I would close the account immediately and open my own, or get taken off it, but let the creditor know for sure you will no longer be responsible. But for that, you have to have that in writing and close your accounts. Do you have joint credit cards?
No.
Good. You have joint bank accounts. Is the money still there?
Yes. I don't know. I haven't checked.
Okay. I'm saying it's probably not. If she's already done that with the quitclaim, I'm suspecting the money is not there. Now, I want everyone, and I'm really serious. I'm not kidding around, even though, you know, I called her a bitch and all this, and I didn't really mean it. But here's what I do mean. When you get the money, I'm not suggesting that husbands and wives go out and try to cheat their spouse. But what I'm saying is, seriously, there's nothing to prevent them from taking it and spending it totally legally or giving it away. And then you go to a divorce, the snapshot is taken on the day the divorce is filed. It's very difficult to go back and say, well, before she filed, she took money out in anticipation. Therefore, it should be on my side of the ledger or her side of the ledger when we divide things up. You can do that, but it's way more difficult to do it like that than it is to actually divide things up. Because she'll say, well, it was money that was owed to me and blah, blah, blah. So I want to be in a position to keep anyone from cheating me. I would take all the money, since if it is a joint account, you don't need two signatures, right?
No.
You better get the money out.
No.
You better get the money out, and you better open another account, and you better do it immediately. Now, you keep track of it, be completely open and honest about it. Unless, of course, she's cheated you in the past, you're making up for something. I'm not going to get into your personal life, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to filing, it's okay to say to the judge or your attorney, I already took 20 grand or 50 grand, and it belongs to both of us, but I wanted to keep it safe. You know, that's what I'm saying. So about how much do you guys have liquid in joint accounts?
I don't know what. I would have to find that out today.
But don't do something stupid like some people do, and that is put it in other people's names. Mark, you don't have any idea? I mean, let's put it this way. Is it 10,000 or more or 10,000 or less?
Probably 10 and more.
Okay. Is it 100,000 or more or 100,000 or less?
Less.
Okay. Get to the bank. Try to get that done for yourself. What else? Do you have vehicles in both names?
Yes.
Okay, you got to be really careful, because what she does with things in your name affects you.
Okay.
Do you hesitate bringing this up to her because you feel it'll put stuff into high gear and now all of a sudden it goes from a few skirmishes to world war?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I feel for you. But that quit claim deed, listen, I don't want to break up a marriage, but I would definitely, after I protect the money, I would ask, what is the meaning of this quit claim? Why? What are you thinking? And then you can always explain, look, I did this money thing because I was panicked. Have you guys discussed ever separating?
Yes.
Okay, man. Protect yourself, Mark. Who's the big breadwinner?
We're both about the same.
All right, man. Then please protect yourself. Betty, what's going on in your life, Betty? Thank you for contacting us, and as I promised, we got back to you, right? So what's happening?
Mine is over some car repairs, actually, that I had brought my car in for.
Okay, and why did you take your car in for repairs?
Well, it wouldn't pass emissions, so I had brought it into a auto mechanic shop and asked them for some help getting it to pass emissions.
Okay, and what happened?
And they had called me back and said that it would be approximately about $300.
That's cheap. What were they doing?
After they were done with it, that it would pass emissions, so I agreed to go ahead and pay the $300.
Okay.
It was a oxygen sensor.
Yeah.
And then he said he was going to clean the master.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on this word, master solenoid or cylinder. Or
probably
something
not.
Like that.
No, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, where does it stand now? Why are you calling me?
Well, I picked it up. I paid the $300, and after I left there, I immediately took it to the emissions place, and it failed.
Good. Oh.
So I brought it back this very same day. That right after I
how many miles on this car, Betty?
Oh, it does have quite a few. It probably has about 180.
Now, the reason I ask this, it's really important, and let me tell you why I'm asking it, because it could be that this mechanic is truly a good guy trying to go to the least amount first, but there could be multiple things wrong. Hold on a sec. We'll analyze it. Chad also. His wife's car is totaled, but she still owes money. Why? I remember talking to him, I think, and we left off with him on Friday. This is pretty serious. I believe they had gap insurance, and he's trying to figure out this whole mess. And anyone thinking about gap insurance or wondering about it, this is important.
So this is a nice birthday for her.
It was her birthday. Yeah. So I got to, Suzanne had talked, I don't know if you heard about that lady who had the problem with Social Security and Medicare that was really complicated.
Say a few more words.
Well, anyway, so this woman...
Tell me more about it.
This woman called up because they got a check for
Yes, got it. Okay, I remember.
So I looked over everything and all the steps she did. I don't know what we can do for her.
Well, they were enriched by about $4,500.
Right.
Or 47. So, what did they do? They kept that money, which was stupid.
In the bank.
They kept it in the bank, though.
Right.
Yeah. So they can give it back.
But they've had back and forth.
Why don't they just pay it back?
How about 30 away get found?
Got it. Go ahead.
She doesn't know how. She tried. She can't get anybody. She's talked to the Social Security, Medicare resolutions, and they
I find that hard. When people say that, short,
like developers,
designers. Okay. Social Security is so accommodating.
5 away, in-demand talent, on demand. Upwork is how.
One of my functions here on the air is to just keep people in the straight direction. And I see small, medium, even large businesses being misdirected when it comes to digital marketing, online marketing, advertising, and search engine optimization. It is such a ripoff because a lot of business owners and market people don't know what they're doing, so they depend on these companies who lie to them. I'll tell you a company that we use and we get really good results, real results. GetFoundFast.com. GetFoundFast.com.
Imagine an office where you can have all of your...
Hey, Doc, on that one, I think what happened is they stopped her Social Security check. Her Medicare was coming out of that.
Right.
And so after a few months, Medicare went
right,
away.
because she wasn't paying for Medicare.
She's contacted Social Security.
No, I know.
She contacted the resolution.
He's saying even if they want to pay it back, there's no one to talk to.
Right.
And I find that astounding. I do.
She apparently was able to get in touch with someone at Social Security resolutions. They never got back to her. So now she's sitting there. The main thing is not so much a Social Security payment, but the fact that his Medicare and his dental is not being paid.
Oh, his dental? A supplemental came out of that?
I never heard of Medicare or dental, by the way.
Well,
no. It must have been the supplemental was coming out of Social Security, too.
Well, maybe it's not, but his Medicare is not being paid.
Right.
And that's what they're concerned about.
But she should be able to go in there and pay that directly.
They couldn't give her an appointment.
Wow, Medicare?
No, Social Security.
Yeah, but Medicare's in a totally different office.
Well, I don't know. If you read the, she outlined everything. I'm not sure what I can do. I'll have you take a look at it.
No, I just like I say, I just assumed what happened.
Yeah,
I can't believe Social Security. I'm like Tom that said that they would do that, and then they won't take our calls and everything.
Yeah.
It seems a little.
I think that the only thing I can think of was to contact her representative, her U.S. representative, and see if his office can make a call to Medicare because sometimes that works.
Because she said she actually had an appointment with the guy, went up there, said they would put it at the top of their list.
Right.
And then.
So maybe if we get the representative involved, I mean, I don't know what else to tell her.
That's it, or go to higher up in the Social Security Administration. But you're right. That's what representatives are supposed to do.
Right. So it would be her U.S. representative, right? That's who I would suggest.
Right, because Social Security is national.
Exactly. All right, so I'll give her a call and tell her that. Because she's outlined everything, so I don't think she's.
I gave a reference to.
I don't think she's making any of this up.
For him.
Everything's been outlined and documented.
And I said to Ugly Ed, he just thanked me, and I said, "Hey, I told him you were so straight, you piss bullets."
When I have looked at Social Security like Tom, but everything's been online.
They don't care. They don't care about that shit. They don't care about that. I know people think they do. They don't care.
Hey, Doc, have you ever went to Social Security online? You do stuff online about hey, they overpaid me, they underpaid me, or whatever?
She's done everything properly. She wrote them a letter. I mean, the thing is, it's just bureaucratic nonsense, and someone needs to just cut through.
Did you get what he
And like I say,
talked about?
Yes.
she wants to pay the money back, but no one told her how to pay the money back. So it's just this bureaucratic.
That's really good.
Michigan.
Error.
And it sounds like one of those things, yeah, it goes a million times it goes good, 10 times out of a million times it goes bad.
Call now, 720-381-3463.
On that, Mark, I didn't hear the beginning of that. Was the wife put the house in quit claim?
Well, she wants him to sign the quit claim deed.
To her?
To her. Yeah.
Oh, so she just came up there and said that.
She left it on the counter for him.
I wonder why he wants to do that.
Well, she wants to do it because she wants a divorce.
Right, but I mean, why does she think he would do that?
Well,
She
because
was the house.
she doesn't think he realizes what's going on.
Is he living there?
Yeah. So tell me the question: if she goes out and spends $10,000 on her credit card today, okay? Let's say she buys a car.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow she files for divorce. Is he still responsible for that $10,000? Right. So he has to be careful about her spending money, even because that could happen.
Yeah. I thought I mentioned that.
No.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Frank Duran, the real estate man.com. If you are listing your home, shop around if you'd like. I mean, that's a good idea. But ask detailed questions, and then you'll ask the same to Frank Duran, and you'll find he's the best. Now, he may not list your home as high as you think it should be. He does certain things on purpose to get what's called this fever going where he can get multiple offers. I mean, he's a genius. He really is. Plus, he's just a great guy. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, listen, I need to get to all of you. And again, this emissions thing, it could be there's multiple problems. There's a really quick thing we can do. We can help her with one of our people, but I want to know where we're going with the story. So it was supposed to be fixed for $300. You took it back. What did they tell you, Betty?
Well, it sat there for almost a week, and when I called to check on it...
Well, that's not right. If you've already been there and spent $300 and then...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, where does it stand today?
Well, so I brought it back. It was there for a week. When I called on Friday to find out the status of it and told him I was a little bit upset because I hadn't heard from him. He told me it was going to be another 2 to 3 weeks. I'm sorry, he told me it would be another 2 to 3 weeks before I had told him I was upset that I hadn't heard back from him. And then when I told him I was upset that I hadn't heard back from him, he said, well, we don't deal with upset customers, and so why don't you go ahead and pick up your keys now? We're not going to work on it at all.
Wait a minute. So, wow. Well, look, he has a right to do that, and I mean, how upset were you? Were you abusive?
No, not at all. Not at all. I
think the guy's an idiot. I think the guy's an idiot. Okay, but I don't know if he owes you anything. If you have a receipt for what he did, you take it to one of our people. Just verify that was done. If that's done, you probably have more than one problem. What is the name of this shop? I'd like to let people know because this sounds crazy.
Neil Tracy's.
Neil Tracy's. That's the name of it? Neil Tracy's?
Yes, that's the name of the automotive shop.
Huh. Neil Tracy's what?
Neil Tracy's Automotive.
Okay.
And it's off of West Yale, yeah.
West Tracy, okay. Neil Tracy's Automotive, West Yale. He does not deal with upset customers. Now listen, I don't think anyone needs to deal with abusive customers, but I think everyone should learn how to deal with upset customers for absolutely sure. It's important. Betty, there's really nothing we can do. You can go to one of our people, and if the work wasn't done, that's one thing. But if the guy's just a jerk. So why don't you help her hook up, Daff, with one of our people to just check out to see why it's not passing emissions? They'll take care of that. Or look at it free. Here's the problem. I'd probably go to Uncle Kevin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Okay, and then just see why. I want to make sure the work was done. Chad, what's going on? I remember hearing about this now. Your wife got into an accident. It was totaled. She owes money to the bank. How old was the car, Chad?
It's 2010.
And it was purchased when?
It was purchased April 27th, 2019.
Oh, so it was a used car, and you got gap insurance on a used car, right?
Yes.
Okay. And purchased. Okay. Now, go ahead with your story.
So, yeah, just recapping, she got rear-ended. It was totaled. The Gap is saying that they will not cover the approximately $2,600.
Well, let's analyze it. Gap insurance, what is it for? People want to know. Here's what gap insurance is for. It is for the gap between what you owe and what the insurance company pays. What it does not cover are stupid people. Now, I'm just saying that as a joke. Meaning, if you paid $50,000 for an old car and you owe $45,000 and the car's worth $20,000, they're not going to pay $25,000. They're not going to pay for stupidity. They will also not pay for previous negative equity rolled into your purchase unless it comes under the guidelines of coverage. What are the guidelines of coverage? For gap insurance, do you know what it is, Dan? I preach it enough. 125% of value. Okay, so let's do the math now. It's 125% of value, not 125% of what you owe. Do you understand that? So,
right.
What is the loan on this car?
It started at $96.64. Right now, it's at $88.50.
No, I mean, you mean when? Okay, because she made payments. So her balance is $88.50, and how much does she pay for the car?
Like per month, or
no? What was the purchase price?
Yeah, the total purchase price $79.91.
Well, how do you have a $7,900 purchase price, and the loan started out at $9,000 something? How does that happen?
I think it was like finance charge and all that stuff.
No, there's no way. I mean, did she put money down?
I don't believe so, huh?
Okay. Did she trade a car in?
No.
Wow. Okay. So what? Do you know what the purchase price was? I mean, do you have any idea? Like it was really $7,900? You think?
It says right here on the paper she gave me. It says MSRP NADA $79.91, and then down below it says amount financed $96.64.
It makes no sense to me.
Did she put a warranty on there or anything else?
No, I don't even understand.
She just added the Gap.
How do you finance more than the car is worth? It does. I mean, more than you paid for the car. It just doesn't make sense to me. Did she? She has $1,673 more in the loan than the car. Did she get money in her pocket? Did they give her a cash rebate?
No.
What? And she didn't trade a car in, so it's not paying off a previous loan. And you have But did that seem puzzling to any of you, that your loan is more than the car? I mean, imagine buying a house for $100,000 and you have a mortgage for $150,000. And I'm not talking about finance charges. They don't charge finance charges up front. I mean, finance charges are what you pay over a period of time. But the loan balance, are you saying the loan balance at day one of owning this car was $9,600 basically?
Yes.
Well, that's why they're not paying, because something is desperate. Something's wrong. They're saying we're not putting money in your pocket. You paid less for the car. And now it's $8,800. And how much is the value? What does the insurance say the value is? Not the Gap people, the other people. The main insurance is paying what for that car?
$62.28.
Okay, because that's probably what it's worth. Now, they cheat you a little, so it's probably worth a little more than that. But so the loan balance is $8,850, and the value is $6,200 basically, or $6,250, let's say. So you're upside down $2,600. What they're saying is there is no gap, because what your primary insurance company is paying is probably what the car was worth, and or maybe even more, they should pay at least 125% of value. So if it's $66.50 times 25%, I mean, that's what they should pay on top, I believe. So that's another $1,600. Are they offering anything toward that balance?
No, and they're
that's
also
puzzling.
coming back.
Why is that? Hold on a sec. We need to figure something out. I need to call the dealer or something. Hold on.
Now, impact traffic.
Dealing with a couple of issues right now. It sounds like we have an
Let's talk. I want to see the car deal. I think we mark this as a follow. Let me go to that big board I like to call. Let's do that. Let's ask for a... This is too weird.
Could he be looking at the total charges as opposed to just the balance that it started with?
You mean like sales tax?
But still, the loan...
The interest accumulated.
Either add that or do that. I'll go ask him.
You're gonna, do that, Dano.
Dropping down to 29. Tomorrow, expect mostly cloudy skies.
Who do I have coming up?
Currently, it's 40. With your impact.
That's where the 2,600 comes in.
Allstate. With an Allstate
1 minute.
A local help finding the best their community. 5 away from Big Rocky.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 1 minute.
You said 1 minute away, not a 1 minute break. 1 minute spot. You would go.
Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. Rocky's Autos. We just heard about a problem here with the used car, right? Rocky's doesn't play those games. Usually you won't be upside down at Rocky's because they have fair prices, great prices, and clean cars, and good lenders. They have 45 lenders to choose from. They actually originate the loans right there. Make them final, and you're done. Now, I'm not saying cars don't depreciate, but at Rocky's, you're going in at a good deal, and they treat you right, and they have a giant selection, plus they don't have the tricks, okay? They don't play the car dealer tricks where they call you back in a few days and make you come in with more money, or say they made a mistake, or they can't get you the rate. They're open, of course, 6 days a week, closed Sundays. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal, Rocky's.
You've saved a lot in your IRAs, 401ks, and other accounts. Taxes could be your biggest retirement expense. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday on 630 KL. As a CPA, we put together your comprehensive...
Well, it's also third party. You know, this. When I was practicing, it would always happen. I would have somebody's husband call me up, and instead of talking directly to the patient, you're getting it third hand from the husband, and I would say, just put your wife on the phone, let me talk to her directly, because a lot of times, you know, things get twisted, complicated, and misunderstood. When I tell it to you and then you tell it to Patrick, something gets lost in translation. Right. And when this guy doesn't know what his wife was doing, we need to talk to his wife. I mean, that's what always happens. Because his wife may say, well, they talked me into buying this package. You know, maybe it is an extended warranty that she bought and he doesn't know about it. And that could make up the difference between the loan and what you paid. Right, Tom?
What's that?
I said, you know, if you talk to his wife, she may have bought an extended warranty, and that's the difference between what you paid and the loan.
That's true.
And he's not,
or other junk.
Right, and he doesn't know about it. So you need to talk. You need to get to the source.
You guys seem to be savvy with shit. Like I hear you, like you're playing along with me what the answers are. So, what business were you in, or are you in? Do you do anything else in addition to this?
No. But
what were you in?
I was in telecommunications and staffing. And
what were you?
I did investments. I've owned like 7 businesses.
So you kind of know. Yeah. Any automotive business?
When I was in college, I had about 20 cars I rented out.
No shit. What year was that? That was in
graduated
in the 50s.
I graduated in '90, so it was in the '80s.
But you know what? That's a pretty forward-thinking guy. You rented out cars in college to your students, your fellow students.
It was great. I had a
How
friend.
did you keep, like, did you buy clunkers, basically?
Yeah, they were just chunkers.
And how did you kept them all insured and everything?
Yeah. I owned them all personally. I didn't do it right within the business setting, but I just bought a car.
How many cars?
I probably had about 8 at a time.
Were they cool cars?
Yeah, they were either 4-wheel drive or sports cars. So because that's what everybody wanted to drive.
Did you just do cash? I mean, or did you have formal shit going on?
I had a little contract that I'd written up, but nothing legal. So I didn't do it all the ways that it should have been done, but it worked really well. Put me through college. Yeah.
Wow,
they know what a trying time it is to have tax problems. And you know, they don't judge you.
I can just see someone saying, go with Surfernet. He's had 6 failed businesses. This is his 7th attempt, so it's got to be good.
You know, I've got
I was just kidding.
I got a bunch of businesses in Rwanda, actually. And
do you really?
Yeah.
What do you do in Rwanda? We have Rwanda in interest, my wife and I, but not business.
We do entrepreneur. We work with the government and
Kagame is very forward thinking.
Very.
Now, do you do microloans?
We do micro and macro loans. So we invest. We take equity in businesses. I do it with 5 of my best friends. So
Rwanda is very, very safe as far as African countries go.
Yeah.
He won't say this about himself, but they are very interested in SafeNet and having it used in the government to the point where they've offered him citizenship in Rwanda, which is kind of cool.
They did, yeah. So
How did you get a foothold there?
We just went over and started doing entrepreneurial classes.
And you know Kagame? Have you met him?
No, but we've spent a lot of time with their prime minister and then their small business, their duplicate of small business administration.
They have a lot of good things going, but these rebels, the killers, the rebels who they were both sides were killed. The other side was defending themselves, the Kagame side, I think. But man, some of these rebels are starting to amass again in Uganda and in the Congo.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. This thing with gap insurance can be tricky. But in general, I want to talk to Jeremy at Compass Insurance Group. Now, Jeremy and Compass were not involved in this case, but we're talking about gap insurance in general. Jeremy, how does an insurance company, how do they figure a gap? I mean, what if someone's an idiot and they take a bunch of negative equity and roll it into a car, and then they get in an accident and they say, ha, you got to pay for all my past mistakes?
Right, yeah, it doesn't cover that. It's just going to cover the difference between the loan amount and it takes out the negative equity.
But what if they have a high loan amount? Because banks sometimes will give a high loan amount and it is negative equity. How does the insurance company know? They don't go back over previous deals.
No, they wouldn't look at the negative equity, but they would look at when you finance it, it should show what the purchase price of the vehicle was.
Okay.
In anything that you roll in. So they could go back to that finance paperwork.
Okay.
And use
so
those
they
numbers.
would go, let's say they would look at the value of the car. I was told it's based on the value of the car, not what you paid for it. So they would go 125% of value, and that's it, is the limit. I don't know if you've ever actually read through the wording. Is it based on the purchase price? I mean, on the value, right? Because they could artificially charge you more to get you a bigger loan.
They could, right. I mean, I guess it could get case-by-case specific in that sense, but depending on the financing, if they show, the car was $10,000, that's what the purchase price was. We're rolling in $3,000 in negative equity to get to $13,000. They're certainly not going to cover that extra $3,000.
Okay, so let's put it this way. This guy had no negative equity. I'm going to give you his story. Hold on there. Okay, here's Chad. They did not owe they did not have a trade. And what else did we say? Oh, she didn't put any money down. But here's what we found odd, and we're going to get a look at the deal. The loan, the purchase price, let's just say round it off, $8,000, right?
Okay.
Now, I don't know why, but their loan balance is now $88.50. Makes no sense to me, but they established the value of the car. There was money left. There was a gap of $2,600, and they're not covering it. By my calculation, if you take the purchase price times 25%, you would have 125% of that purchase price. I was told they're supposed to cover up to that. Of course, I have to see the policy wording, but they're flat out refusing to pay anything, right, Chad? Not $100, nothing, right?
Right.
Under what basis, Jeremy, would a Gap company refuse to pay anything?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's tied into the fact that the loan amount is more now than the purchase price.
It's got to be something like that.
The original loan amount.
It's got to be something like that. And here's the deal. Jeremy, could you look into how they limit Gap, how they actually do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'd love to educate my listeners on this show today if we could. Just roughly, not every word, but roughly. How do they do it? And then we're going to talk to SaferNet about protecting yourself online and more coming up. I'm consumer advocate.
Endorsing ideal home loans for good reason.
If he has bad credit, what if they gave an interest rate like 20%?
Second look at your loan application with other lenders. An ideal guarantee.
Or does an insurance company actually
money or give you
something?
You mean he's paying more interest than?
So yeah, what if he's
Well, no, he would have a higher.
That wouldn't be on the loan.
That doesn't affect the principal of the loan.
He might be reading the whole thing wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he is. Is he sending us the deal?
He's going to scan it, but I told him stay on the phone because he's got to go somewhere to scan it.
Okay, I told him I'm done now. He can go and scan it.
Okay.
You want to?
Now, one of the things.
You want me to tell? I'll tell him.
Okay, one thing on the insurance.
Let me just tell him this right now. Chad. Hey, Chad, this is Tom. You can. We're gonna. Do we have his contact information, Dano?
I don't. Maybe. Yes, we must have. We called him.
We called you, right, Chad? Chad.
303-386-5919.
He's not there. Talk station.
So one of the things, the reason insurance companies give them a lower value than the value of the car, it had hail damage on it when he bought it.
Shannon,
ABC News,
can you see why line 3 is locked? I can't pick it up. I can't hang it up. I can't do anything with it. Did she pick it up?
Senators Elizabeth
Okay, she picked it up in the middle of me talking. Okay.
So that's one reason.
Just let him go, and then we'll call him back when we get his deal.
That's one thing why the reason he's only getting 6,300 is because of that hail damage that she had bought it with, and she hadn't fixed it.
Yeah, I know,
But that has nothing to do with the Gap.
Fucking nothing to do with the Gap.
But it does have to do with why the insurance company isn't paying more.
Right, I know. I understand that part. But I'm wondering, I just don't understand still why the loan is more.
I don't understand that at all.
I think he's, like you said, Dan, I think he's looking at it
The
wrong.
new mystery virus that has killed several people in central China and made dozens of others sick. People suffering from that area
I would have thought they would have put the whole. It might say something on there. You know, okay, your total, what you would be paying on there will be such and such.
After 5 years.
Right. But it'll be a whole hell of a lot more
Speaking
than
here in London, as the boss of one of
$1,000
his
more.
charities, Harry candidly said,
So what's your role? What's your role here?
My role here?
Yeah, what can you do here, Doc?
I'm just one of the deputies.
You just handle the.
I handle
off and run with it, right?
complaints, follow-ups, questions, give my 2 cents when required.
Nice.
I'm sort of like a junior Dan. I'm training to be Dan when I grow up.
So he also does stuff for on Fridays for
AARP.
Yeah, AARP.
Oh, okay.
On stuff like this, where they get scammed.
But it's really fun. It's a totally different kind of calls we get. They're mostly scams about online dating stuff, consumer problems, a lot of stuff about fake lotteries, charities, Social Security, things where people call up and say, a lot of phone stuff. People call up and say, they gave their 4 digits of Social Security to a scammer, or someone from the IRS called up and they gave them information, that kind of stuff. So we kind of help them. I kind of help them walk through that.
Gotcha.
It's a great story. We had a mutual connection that was helping me get the business off the ground, and so he said, I want to introduce you to somebody, and we met at a Starbucks, and he was helping me with the business plan.
Oh, really? Oh, so you're kind of a business financier. This SaferNet is a side.
In the beginning. No, in the beginning, it was, I started a company called Wi-Fi, which is...
So you're an IT guy.
Correct. And so...
How many customers do you have now?
And my biggest thing was trying to find...
We're very close to 7,000, like 6,900 and some.
Is it local or are you trying to go nationwide?
Well, we're actually worldwide. Our office is in Old Town, Nevada, but we're in 27 different countries. Wow. So we're all over. I personally believe we should be on every device in the world.
So what does SaferNet do?
Well, what we do is it's an app that goes on your device.
Right. That I got.
And we run we take control of that device with internet communication and run it to the cloud. So we run a military-grade VPN to the cloud, and then we scrub everything for cybersecurity so that nobody can attack it. But then we show all that traffic. Like we're sitting in here, and I've probably been hit 30 times by outside sources trying to scrape information on my devices.
Really?
And then we have 200 internet controls to allow you to control the internet however you want. So that if you are...
That's when Brad really, his network, and he found the...
So, if I'm taking care of, I have a different business, and I've got a bunch of my employees, we're scrubbing their data all the time. But if I go to... So this is my family. Here's my profile. I can connect as many computers or devices as I want to my profile. There's 200 internet controls. Here it says we have filters. We have 84 different filters that you can turn off portions of the internet to be able to do.
Do you hear that? By the way, just like this show, we're on
YouTube and Facebook during the
So this shows everything that's being blocked from the device. And then what happens is that there's always this outside influence trying to reach in and steal information off of my devices.
Your device or your device?
This is my profile.
Right.
Only my profile.
Right.
So any devices that are connected to my profile. So this shows you. It's 10:40, so you can see how often. And you have no idea what that is, but they're just trying to reach in and snag. And this shows you this is all on my cell phone. They're just trying to scrape information. This is a laptop I have. So it's just trying to scrape information. We're blocking all that, but we're also revealing it. So if you wanted to do something with it, you could.
What could you do with it?
People can backtrack
Report
those
it to the
IPs.
FCC or...
Well, somebody can backtrack the IP and find out where it's coming from. We've talked to some Homeland Security people, and they love the idea we reveal that because, for example, the election they're talking about Russia. They can see where that's going and what's happening. So, but it's this.
So that's probably happening to my phone and my computer without my knowing it.
All the time. Yeah, every hour you're hitting multiple times. There's nothing special about mine. I mean, we're being hit all the time. But you can go, this is all the websites that any of my devices have gone to. So I can hit that and block them if I want to. And then, so it's just a process that reveals everything that's going on. But it's putting you into also. What's that?
So it blocks it from getting...
Blocks all that outside trying to access you, and then allows you to control it however you want to control.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I want to help you. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We've had some interesting calls on the show thus far, and we have some open cases we're working on because it's very important that we know what gap insurance covers, for example. Some guy called and his wife's car rammed. It's totaled. They owe more than it's worth. How much more will gap go? What is gap? I think people don't know exactly how gap is limited, and it is limited. We'll talk about the details. What about a quit claim deed when your wife's trying to get you to sign it? What does that mean? She's trying to get the house, and you should never, ever, ever quit claim your interests in real estate if you're still on the note. And really, I mean, people do that all the time in divorce. The wife agrees to take over the house, but the guy's still on the loan, or the husband takes over and the wife's still on the loan. Remember, what happens in a divorce court doesn't affect creditors. You know, like with credit cards, we've had it where a husband was told to take over the credit card. And the wife doesn't care, so she gets notices that it's late, and she doesn't care because she goes, oh, that's his. No, it isn't. They can still come after you. In fact, we've had cases where a woman is sued or a man is sued, and they say, oh, no, no, no. Their defense, they think, is the divorce decree. No, you can't, after the fact, will your stuff away because the court says you don't have to pay it. As far as divorce decrees go, 303-713-TALK is our number. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for anxiety. Yes, anxiety. Why? I don't know why. It doesn't make you high, but for some reason, it's wonderful with anxiety. With sleep, they have a sleep formula. They also have a pain. It helps with pain. Now, here's what I want to say. CBD oil. People ask, which works best? Here's what I want to say. CBD. If you could take pure CBD oil, it's always going to work the same no matter what brand it is. If you can take pure CBD oil, there is not one brand over another. God made it. So it's CBD oil. Now, here's the deal about CBD oil. Not all labs get the purest form, nor do they dose correctly. They lie to you about it. That's why I love Panacea Life Sciences. They have the purest form of extraction and the most accurate dosing. That's why I love them. So when you get it, you know it's going to work. RealCBDThatWorks.com, Panacea Life Sciences. So, by the way, here's another thing to say. Just as with any medication whatsoever, even blood pressure medicine, there are some people more receptive to some than others. That's why we're not all on the same one. Some people might need a diuretic. Other people might need a basal dilator. Some people might, or vasal, whatever they call it. Anyway, there are different CBD receptors too. We have different cannabinoid receptors, different opiate receptors, different receptors in our brains that make us better candidates for certain things. So if CBD works great for you, fine. If it doesn't work great for you, then you don't have to take it anymore. I mean, that's just the way it is. But we're getting rave reviews. We also have SaferNet on the air about filtering web traffic and helping people with web traffic to keep dangerous web traffic away. It's a filter, okay? You download an app, and that's it. You know, you do a few things, and then every time you surf the internet, it goes through their cloud. You have a private cloud account. No one can ever get to you through that cloud, right, guys? I mean, Brad, these towns, these hospitals, these places that have had all of their computers infected, and it was like they had to pay $50,000, $100,000 because it would be more to restore it. We had a local company here one time. They said, this is devastating to us. They're demanding $25,000, and our IT guy says it'll take them months and months to put it back together. And even if we could save a few bucks, we're out of business if that happens. But you can keep that from happening company-wide and hospital-wide and company-wide and school-wide, right?
That's right. We go in there, we put an app on each device, and those devices will be blocking all communication and all traffic to any ransomware
That's amazing.
host out there.
So even if one computer guy, he brings one in on his email, his personal email, let's say, it won't affect the whole network.
That's right. And what happens is we eliminate the ability that host can communicate to any device that gets this thing downloaded on.
And then malware, your computer's safe. Your kids can't get malware.
We're scrubbing the malware in the cloud, and it's fascinating because right now you get malware on your computer. You have to quarantine it. We're keeping it from getting there.
You keep it from getting there, and it's as little as $3 a computer or whatever. And listen, here's the deal: you can protect your whole family for for less than you drink Starbucks in a month, way less. Because, you know, Starbucks is what, $4 or $5 a day, $6 a day. This is way cheaper. Like, one computer can be as little as $3.99 a computer. Now, here's what I want to say. Deputy Dan said, He said, nah, there's something here, something here. He keeps reading, and he says, now this is, you actually use the words too good to be true.
Yes, it does sound like that.
And you said, wait a minute, Tom, why isn't everyone doing this? Brad, did I ask you that question the night I met you?
You absolutely
I met him
yes.
at an event, and I said, this is not, come on, man. Why doesn't everyone know about it? And so this is amazing to me. It's amazing. SaferNet.com. I'm going to tell you the resistance. People think they need hardware. They don't. They think it's complicated. It's not. They think it slows down your surfing. It doesn't. Next thing, they think you're spying. You don't, and you can't. But here's the good part. If you have your own little network set up at your company or in your home, you can control those surfers. You can put limits on where they go if you wanted to, and the time they spend. Right?
Absolutely. I've got a business that I have several people, some in sales, some in marketing, some in operations, and I designed the internet to work to allow their most efficient time on their computer.
Of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if they want to check their email, you might give them a certain amount of time to do it or whatever. You can keep them from playing games or whatever. And listen, a lot of bosses are saying really great. I'm saying I'm looking at this from a personal standpoint. My home is safe. I don't have to worry about my kids doing something stupid.
Exactly. You can allow your kids to do whatever you choose. The internet is probably one of the greatest inventions of all time. It is wonderful when you target it and use it to the best of its ability. So if you design the internet to be wonderful for your kids, well, you're going to block specific things. You're going to block pornography. In some cases, you'll block social media, whatever the case is. But you know that your kids are going to be safe whenever they pick up that device.
SaferNet.com. So let's talk to Kathy. Kathy, what's going on with you? Hello. And by the way, our number is 303-713-TALK. Kathy, you're talking about a timeshare problem, right?
That's correct.
What's going on? I can't stand timeshare. I mean, I absolutely can't stand them. Now, I should mention this. If four guys get together and their families buy a condo together and they timeshare it, fine. Or if you're actually buying into a real timeshare where you actually own it, I mean, you own it with some manageable people and you know each other, and I call that joint ownership. Timeshares are scams. They have no value. They obligate you tremendously. And even the timeshare people who tell you they're going to get you out of a timeshare, that's become a scam in and of itself. And then people who say they're going to resell it, that's a scam. So the entire industry stinks. What is wrong with what happened with you?
Okay, I couldn't agree more. I do not have a problem with my timeshare. I bought a timeshare stupidly, which I shouldn't have done way back when, with Garza Blanca down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
You actually use it, right?
We make ourselves use it because we've got money invested. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, I was contacted by phone by a fellow out of Louisiana wanting to know if I wanted to sell it, and I said, I might be interested.
Yeah. Who's going to buy? Nobody wants to buy them.
Right, that's for sure. But anyway, they started sending me information and making repeated phone calls and stuff to me about the possibility of selling this. I should have known right off the bat that it was a scam.
They wanted money up front. That's how you can tell.
No, they didn't want money up front.
What did they want?
No, they wanted information. They wanted copies of my passport. They wanted my Social Security number.
Oh, my God.
So when they sold it, they could report it, blah, blah, blah.
In other words, they want to establish an identity.
Right. So I refused to send them a Social Security number, but I did send them a copy of my passport. And initially, I sent that to a joint firm that's connected out of somewhere in Wisconsin that supposedly was, working with this other firm to bring it to conclusion. It was called Travel Innovations.
What reason would they possibly need when they said that, they need your passport? What reason did they give?
Well, without going back and rereading pages and pages of crap from them, I can't tell you. But it sounded legitimate to me, and I actually went to an attorney and had him look at the contract, and he said, well, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds okay. So I tried to send a copy of my passport with my Social Security number to the firm that kept sending me contract.
With that information, they can do so much damage. Well, what did they do to you?
Well, they didn't do anything because it was returned non-deliverable.
Oh, thank God.
This was the one in Wisconsin, and so then I called the person in Indiana, not Indiana, what the hell, Louisiana, that had originally contacted me, and she said, "Oh, well, that's not a problem. That's a virtual office." And I'm like, that sounds a little fishy.
So what? Did anything come back to haunt you so far?
Nothing other than the fact that they do have access to my passport information.
Yes, they do, which
However,
is bad.
Well, I know. That's what I needed to know. Can I contact somebody in the U.S. that
Well, I don't know what they can. What you're just going to have to. What I would do is I would do a credit freeze. That's what I would do. And the credit freeze, here's what it does. It basically, without a PIN number, people cannot see your credit, and so it keeps people from opening up new accounts. It's that easy. If you have a specific question, I can help you. Tom, you have a question for SaferNet. What is it?
Actually, a real quick, maybe basic question, but how does your product interact with my company VPN?
Good question, Tom. Hold on a second, because I want to answer that. I want to give him more time.
I want to give you, I don't want to rush it.
No lives is great. If you're a conservative looking for an online community where you can actually be yourself without being bullied, shamed, controlled for what you believe in, then you need to join me.
So she places a fraud alert with one of the companies, they'll call the other two.
Just you can use our pause feature as a conversation point.
We can connect and encourage each other locally. Caucus Room will never sell your
pause our VPN for an hour and turn on their VPN.
For new and conservative resources.
You can talk about where
my card was hacked again. Capital One said, "Did you just make a Facebook purchase for $250?"
Again?
But that may not be them, though. Really, if they ask me for more information, wait a minute.
24/7 on VPN. Pause it. Use theirs. Leave ours on.
No, they said they stopped my account, so I think it's true. They said I should go onto my account. They didn't give me a link.
720-434-3406. I would have to ask them how does this company use VPN as a disaster? Because a VPN for a company is either to send all their traffic to get his internet from.
It might get too technical.
She went with Dream Style Remodeling. So how'd it go?
Amazing. They did a front to back, top to bottom job in the bathroom, and I love it.
Remember, you're talking to everybody, not just him.
Cynthia's hired a lot of contractors. How did Dream Style do compared to the others?
It was the best home remodeling experience I've ever had.
Dream Style was so great, Cynthia had them do even more.
Please, I went ahead and had them do my windows.
This month only, save $799 off a complete
Well, don't say we would not be able to, say how we would work.
As low as $99 a month, or choose 12 months, no money down, no payments, and no interest. Take Cynthia's advice.
Because there's, I'm sure if a company VPN, you turn it on when you go into the company. You leave it off the rest of the time.
720-388-8877. That's 720-388-8877. PC 0003837.
A new year, a fresh start. Unfortunately, many have put off
So,
their
Tom,
tax problems.
you know the difference between a freeze and a fraud alert?
Or a looming audit. Get relief
They're two different things. You know, between a credit freeze and a fraud alert. Because if the credit freeze doesn't stop people from opening up, it only stops people from accessing your credit information.
Right, which means
no
one will open it unless they can do a credit report.
No, but a fraud alert will stop people from opening up a credit card in your name. The credit freeze just restricts access to your information.
No one can stop a company from granting credit. What? Then they do the same thing because they're one and the same. Because really, you need a PIN number to grant people access to get to your credit. No one will open up an account without your credit. But if someone truly, honest to God, if there was a creditor stupid enough to say, we're going to give you a credit card, we're not going to check your credit because there's a fraud alert on there. They have the rate guarantee. They can. They're a private company. They can grant you credit. They would be stupid. But that's the good part is that
So you think they're basically redundant?
I think they are the same. I think I might be using one term and you're using another. I've never heard of two different things.
things. When I say credit freeze, fraud alert, if they stop credit, people cannot use your credit. Well, like I said, people can grant you credit all day long, but they would be dumb to do so. But I'll look it up. I don't know of any two. Do you know of two different things called credit freeze and credit alert?
No, fraud alert, they are two different things.
Huh?
They are two different things. Because on Fridays we have different numbers for different. A fraud alert will, if you call Experian, they'll contact Equifax and TransUnion.
That's right.
If you place a credit freeze, you have to call each one individually.
No, I didn't. I was able to do a credit freeze with all of them. But they both have the same exact effect. What is a fraud alert? It's saying that there's possible fraud on your account, right?
If somebody goes to Macy's and tries to open up a credit card, they won't do it.
Why won't they do it? Because they can't get your credit report.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking that that's what it is. It does, and it costs you, if you unfreeze it and freeze it back, it's $5.
Right. A fraud alert is free.
Okay.
Maybe we'll talk.
I think we're talking about that. I mean, Dan, have you heard of two different things, a credit freeze and a fraud alert?
Well, fraud alert has got to be, a credit freeze just freezes so nobody can go on
Right,
there.
that's
fraud
right.
alert must just say that, hey, someone's trying to access you, you don't have a freeze on it. I would say if you have a freeze, you're not going to get a fraud alert.
I mean, I don't want to waste a lot of time on the air, but
Right,
I'm
no, that's why I'm doing it off the air.
I'm looking it up here. 10 best. Okay, extended fraud alerts and credit freezes. Here's from the FTC.
Okay.
It's saying that
The high today, 50 degrees. Tonight down to 20.
you may be considering whether to place an extended fraud alert or a credit freeze on your credit report. Both are free, but there are important differences. Here's the differences. An extended fraud alert means that a business must verify identity before it issues you credit. An extended fraud alert lasting 7 years is available only if you're a victim. You have to already be a victim.
That's an extended one for 7 years. The other one is good for 90 days.
A freeze generally stops all access to your report, while a fraud alert permits creditors to... Okay, I see. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, so Tom wants to know, does it work with a virtual private network, a VPN? First of all, explain what a VPN is in general. Tom, you have one at your place of work, right? What is a VPN, guys? What is it?
So VPN stands for a virtual private network.
Yeah, so what is it?
It's essentially an encrypted...
Aren't all networks private?
No,
Like
they are
here,
not.
when I'm on iHeart, is it private?
It is not private.
So what makes a VPN a VPN?
So a VPN is an encrypted data address that one sends it to a certain location. So with our VPN, it sends it to your own personal safer net.
But I guess what I'm asking, and I think he's asking, do we need one if we have a VPN? Aren't we protected with a VPN?
His business, if he's using his business VPN, yes. It's his business is sending his data traffic to either their server or they're using some other third-party
But
VPN.
is the business safe and immune from this other stuff, In other words, if I as a businessman, instead of going to SaferNet, if I establish a VPN, am I safe from malware? Am I safe from ransomware?
And the answer would be no. Not every VPN is the same.
Okay.
SaferNet is different in the fact that we've infused our partnership with WebRoot to be able to identify those sites, those websites, or marketing sites.
Not all VPNs are secure.
It depends on what you're saying secure. So,
well, not all VPNs protect you.
Again, it depends on what you're being protected on. A VPN protects you from being able to have your data taken because it's encrypted. They can't see exactly what you're doing. But what we do is we go beyond just a regular VPN and encrypting your traffic. We then protect you by being able to look at every website that you go to.
That's what I mean. Do VPNs protect you in the sense that you can't get malware and you can't get ransomware on a VPN?
Not every VPN, no.
Okay. It would have to be specifically set up for that.
That's correct.
Which is, in essence, what you guys do.
Absolutely.
Okay. So some VPNs are simply what do they have them for? For what reason then? If it's not to protect from malware and ransomware, what is the reason someone would have one? It's to many times to spoof their location. They don't want people knowing where they are.
That's correct.
And their identity, keeping it private, right? Isn't that the main reason for VPNs?
Right. So if you're on a network that might be a coffee shop or just even inside your home,
whatever,
a VPN. Without a VPN, your data is available to be looked at, so people can actually see where you're going, what the traffic is, who you are. A VPN takes it from that device and encrypts it so that your ISP.
It's all hidden.
It's all hidden.
Now, Tom, what reason do you guys have at work for a VPN? For those reasons?
I don't know. I'm not in IT. I just started this job back in September. But, most companies I've worked for, Home Depot, Target, they always have VPNs of some nature.
Yeah. Are those guys, well, as we've seen in the news, though, even big organizations that have VPNs are not protected. I mean, but some are. You guys are offering it, but can people be on a VPN and use you?
So, Tom, in most businesses, when they use a VPN, what they're doing is they're making sure that there's a secure tunnel between wherever that computer is and the servers in the office. So they want to create this secure tunnel so that nobody can see what's going on.
Right.
That doesn't protect you from viruses. It doesn't protect you from any of those other
it just
malware.
Keeps you secret.
It keeps you secret.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's normally what I thought a VPN does. It's a private network, so people can't see where you're surfing from or what your IP is or what you're doing.
Exactly. And there's also different grades of VPNs.
Right.
We run at what they call a 256-bit encrypted VPN, which is a bank grade or a military grade security.
Right. And you do it for people. So technically, if every single company, every single hospital, every single family wanted to go through the expense of creating a 256 encrypted VPN, then they would all be protected. But no one does that. No one's going to do that for their family.
They'll be secure. They'll be secret, but they're not going to be. They're not going to be filtering out viruses and such.
Exactly.
Now, what Tom's saying is, Tom is asking the question: can you run two VPNs at the same time?
Can you run your VPN? Can I install that app and have it on my computer if I am at work going through a VPN?
No. And unfortunately, two VPNs will crash against each other.
Okay.
But what happens is that we're a 24/7 always-on VPN. And most businesses have a VPN that you've got to fire up your computer, then you turn on your VPN, then you access what you need to access when you turn it off. And so what we have is we have
it's automatic on all the time, right?
We have a feature, it's always on, but if someone has that, we can pause our VPN to allow them to fire up their VPN, access what they need to access. Then when they're done with that, their always-on VPN comes back on, so they're always safe.
But most people that you're dealing with don't have VPNs. They want to protect their company, they want to protect their home, and they don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
And if Tom, here's what I'm thinking, Tom, if you're at work and there's a VPN there, well, your employer's paying for all of that. You would want the VPN at home because you don't care about protecting your computer at work. He does. Right? I mean, in other words, go ahead.
No, that's totally correct, Tom. I was just wondering how it interfaced because I was also thinking about for my personal laptop that I have here at home.
Yes.
Of getting my own personal VPN.
Yeah. Instead, I would do SaferNet instead of your own personal because unless you find another VPN that does exactly what SaferNet does, but they're already doing it. But they also protect your cell phone. Isn't that right, guys? It protects your cell phone?
Cell phone, laptops, any kind of cell phone, any kind of laptops. Amazon
so if
Fire.
I am on cellular, can you protect me on cellular?
Absolutely, yes.
On broadband, on everything, right? It's not just...
Yeah, our system just switches. You don't even know it. It just switches. If you POC from a Wi-Fi to a cellular, it just moves itself.
If I have your app on my phone and I go to Starbucks, I'm going through you.
I do not believe that there's a single device on this planet whether it's a cell phone or a laptop, that should be on Wi-Fi anywhere without either our VPN or some VPN.
Yeah, without being protected.
Exactly.
So when I'm on surfing at Starbucks, why is that dangerous? Guys.
Because like you said, that network is not private. You can be seen by every single person that's in that coffee shop, and that person now has access as if they're directly connected into your phone.
Oh, come on. Really? Yeah. They'd have to be savvy, but they because I'm on that network going that way into the internet, they can come into my device.
Yeah, and you don't even have to be that savvy. You can find free apps in the App Store that will do it for them.
There are right now apps available, and I can go sit at a Starbucks and go into somebody's phone?
Absolutely.
Go to YouTube and YouTube hack public Wi-Fi, and there is hundreds of 12-year-old kids explaining how to do it. It's absolutely amazing.
They can see what I'm surfing.
Yep, they can get into your device and take a look and see whatever they want to download.
Come on. People, did you know that? Now, I knew that it's possible, but I thought I had to be a heavy-duty hacker to find out what I'm doing at Starbucks. If I'm at Starbucks sitting at that table having coffee, anyone in there with enough that just wants to can find a way into my phone. Unless I am protected.
Tom, it's even crazier than that. If you leave your Wi-Fi open on your phone and you're going through the drive-thru, you're automatically connecting to that business's Wi-Fi, and you can be hacked while you're waiting for your cup of coffee.
I thought the kids had to be at least 13 to be able to do that.
There's a video on there where there's an 8-year-old.
These kids, I know, are unbelievable.
I actually went into Denver. Denver's fixed it because they made their network non-peering, but you can actually go into the airport and you can see. There was one point I had 80 different devices that I could see on this app.
Really?
It gives
now,
you the IP
when
address.
you see it, then what?
So then you can actually go in there and you can actually peer to them. So it gives you their IP address, their MAC address, and the name of their computer.
Okay, but how do I get into their computer?
The app, just click on it and it'll actually go in there. The best way to
Can I see what apps they have?
I don't know which. I'd have to go. It's
okay, no, it's okay.
Like that. But if you think about this is the best way to explain it. When you're in your home, how do you connect to your printer?
What am I doing?
Retro phone. You got a big old phone.
Big old phone.
Temporal scanner thermometer.
Is your battery ready for
wow.
flu
So
season?
your computer can connect to your printer just by going through the same router.
The flu brings
it's the same thing. A phone can connect to a
no,
computer.
Man, I got
same exact way.
The Exergen temporal scanner
wow.
backed by more than 80
So if you have SaferNet, would you still be Norton or anything like that?
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is state-of-the-art injection foam. Think of it like shaving cream, a little stiffer. It's not a spray, and it's not like an epoxy that gets hard. This is a shaving cream type stuff, state of the art, heavy duty R factor, goes into your wall, covers every nook and cranny. I'm going to give you the website where you can see the video, and it'll blow your mind. You'll be sold. If you have an under-insulated home and you're looking to retro-insulate, do it with these guys, and they will knock 20% off the addict part. Okay, the attic part, 20% off. And then they do the walls from outside the house. Listen to this. They do not disturb the living space, and they can do it mostly in a day. This is incredible stuff. Not only 50% more energy efficient, but makes your home up to 80% more quiet. Here's that website to see the incredible video and contact them. FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com. That stuff is great stuff. Oh my
so
God.
if you, like, I get calls all the time about people who have been, the computers get taken over by, these scammers, and say, give us $500 and we're Microsoft, and, well, this is how they do it, right?
Hey, Dan, did you get the stuff yet from that guy?
Email, a file that's sent to your email, and you open it up.
Right.
He's dumb, right?
The computers are getting better because they're actually scanning the file and saying this file is not safe. So what they're doing now is they're sending it through web apps. They're making it look like Microsoft.
Right.
But the thing is, you can make a link and say Microsoft, but on the back end of it, it could be Nigeria.
Right, that's exactly what happens.
So what SaferNet does, it knocks out that website first, and it says
we actually
this is not safe, and it comes up saying blocked, and it'll tell you why.
And
right.
we got to do it.
And a lot of these
we got to.
Hold on, I'm going to write this down. Yeah, she's printing out the paper, so we'll have all that. And I'll highlight it for you.
Hi, Doc.
Hey.
Paid.
Line 1, it's me, not Amy.
Did you get with a little paper cut?
Yeah. Does anybody need anything?
Coffee?
A coffee?
Sandwich?
Tom, would you like a coffee?
He got his own.
No, thanks, hon.
Are you good? Okay.
The rest was Gap. What else? Gap and service.
Service contract of $2,300.
That's all.
Well, that would.
I mean,
I know.
it's a dialogue. So
and taxes $541.
Interchangeable with internet security.
Delivery charge of $500.
Oh my!
On a used car?
Yeah.
And so we've taken our VPN and we
$500 delivery plus what?
The gap of $300 plus a service contract of $2,300.
say that when you get a chance.
Well, that's it. That's the $2,600, the $300, and the $2,300 for the service.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about.
So, yeah. So
Okay, we got it.
Yep.
Guy's an idiot.
Hey, Tom, just to let you know, we created a Tom discount code.
Oh,
for
good.
30 days.
Now don't say it because we're on broadband. Everybody will have it unless you want everyone to have it. So if you do,
but if you want to share that as your say in your commercial or whatever, you're welcome to.
I'm going to sign up as soon as I get home. Is it $3.99 for this and my computer, or just $3.99?
It's $3.99 for one, $7.99 for two devices, and then $1.99 for anything more than
So
that.
tell me something. What do they get with the code?
30 days, an additional 30 days free.
Huh?
An additional 30 days for free.
Well, they normally get how many days free?
14 days. So
now this is just month only?
This is just for your audience. So yeah.
So I have a question for you. Let's say I get your service tomorrow.
Tom, you should probably get that service
Do I get a report showing me that it's working?
Most of it, huh? The service contract?
Yes, you look at that dashboard that I showed you.
Yeah.
You know how they
pull
are
that dashboard up anytime you want.
Oh, okay.
And you can watch that dashboard. So that's your cloud access to your account.
Right. So, I mean, that's good, because sometimes if it was in the background and I didn't know whether it was working or not, I'd say, well, I'm not paying this money. But now that I can look it up and say, okay, there's 200 things that were blocked, it's worth the money.
Okay, it's showing all the time.
And it's all one
word. That makes sense.
And only you can see it. And then after a certain number of days, we scrub it so it doesn't exist.
Okay.
And it's Wayne did, he didn't even know that. Put $500 down.
Cool. That makes a lot of sense.
And Ken, what's crazy is that you're going to be floored when you see how much activity is happening when your phone could be in another room. You're not even looking at it.
Yeah, Brad showed me that. I couldn't believe it. Just on your phone.
Yeah. Your phone is constantly connected.
It's crazy.
When you're not even using it. So
yeah,
it gives you the ability to see what's going on in real time.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, my goodness, so much going on. We got to follow up. You will not believe Renew Home Innovations is great. Renew Home Innovations is going to help you have the most beautiful bathroom around. RenewHomeInnovations.com, especially the shower. You know, a company that specializes in this stuff makes sure that you get the best of the best. And it's Kohler products. They have Serica, which is a wall system that has no maintenance. They even have solid porcelain, not the Serica, but they Renew Home Innovations can do porcelain sheets on your walls, and it's stunning. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Okay, listen to this, okay? We found out about that guy, and we found out about the car, why the loan was so much. I'm going to take my notes here. And I got him. So he bought the car for only $6,500, but the loan was $9,600 or $9,700. So basically, $3,000 more. $3,000 more of a loan. So Gap won't pay. They were in an accident. Why won't Gap pay? I'll tell you why they won't pay. Because they don't. Gap is not insuring stupidity. Gap insures when you're upside down due to depreciation. Now, we're going to give you the actual details on gap insurance later on how they figure that, but it's usually not more than 125% of value, not of what you paid for it. Now, he didn't overpay for the car. Where he got in trouble, they bought the car for $65,000. The service contract, $2,300. $2,300, more than a third of the car's value they added on again for a service contract, plus the gap insurance itself, plus taxes, plus a delivery fee of $500. Now, they should be able to get that service contract money back, the unused portion. And this delivery fee of $500, what's the name of this dealer? This is who we should avoid. This is not a gap insurance problem. This is a dealer who took advantage of uninformed buyers, in my opinion. Who's the dealer? Do you know, Dano? Does it say up there? Well, I don't have the front sheet. I have the second sheet, right? Does it say here? Here, this is what you gave me, bro. So anyway, but Dano looked into this. Oh, Stevenson Toyota. Unbelievable. Stevenson did this. That is so shocking to me. This is crazy. 9-year-old car. A 9-year-old car. Well, Stevenson made money on it. That's for sure. Stevenson charges the guy more than a third of the car they put back in on Gap. Now, you may think, hey, they're just trying to make money, and this is an uninformed buyer. Yes. But isn't there a balance? I mean, yes, listen, Don Massey one time, Cadillac, sold a woman a car that was valued at around 14, 15 grand. It was advertised for 16. They sold it to her for 32. She was a little old lady in her 80s. She's a little lady who holds her purse with two hands in the center of her chest, right? You've seen them, right? She holds her purse, and she comes in and says she bought this car, and she later saw it on the internet. It was only $16,000, and she paid $32,000. And this is because they could get away with it. It was all so-called legal, right? I mean, if somebody's willing to pay a price, you sell it. I mean, people would say, good on you. Good on you, Stevenson Toyota. You really ripped them off, but legally, they agreed to pay that. And you know what's really weird? They didn't overpay for the car. They didn't overpay for the actual car at $6,500, but then a $500 D&H. This is the handling charge, the old reach around. And then after that, not only that, but then they pay $2,300 for a service contract. That's the bend over. And then they pay the taxes, which are normal, and then they buy the gap insurance, which won't insure them against anything. I mean, this sucks. But that Stevenson Toyota, not that, I said, they did anything illegal, but would you want your father or mother going there? God. We have open lines, 303-713-TALK. And we have SaferNet with us. We're going to talk more about them and how they protect your computer from malware and ransomware and how they encrypt data back and forth. Nobody can spy on you. Amy. Hi, Amy. What's going on?
Hi.
We have lines open at 303-713-TALK. You're calling about an exterminator, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to cancel my contract.
Well, what does the contract say about canceling there? What does it say?
You can cancel within 3 business days, which is
that's with an in-home sale. There's a federal law that gives people a 3-day out, but I'm suspecting it went past that. How long have you had it?
They came out on the 15th, and they gave me 3 business days. And
the 15th of January?
Yeah.
So it's a fresh screw job in January, and they gave you 3 days. You didn't take it, so hold on, and we'll figure out what the heck to do here. 303-713-TALK.
I-70 is busy right now. It's a rollover crash.
Ideal long.
traffic back to Tower Road, also impacting your southbound Kinney Boulevard drive with stop traffic between Green Valley Ranch Boulevard
FedEx,
and
we got to
I-70.
remember.
A stalled vehicle, the right lane blocked
Okay?
westbound I-70 east.
Okay, I got to remember that. If I click on that on my phone's infected.
If you don't have SaferNet, yeah, they can actually download anything they want because you essentially shaking their hand saying, I'm giving you permission. Every time you go to a website, they'll drop a cookie. Wall Street Journal's probably the worst. And they say they do it because you trust them. And what they'll say is, we want to make your experience the best we can make it. They just want us to be able to see who you are, where you go, and then they sell that
Do
information.
they need your permission to drop cookies? They don't even need them.
It's in the fine print.
But you can get rid of cookies.
You can delete your cookies.
Guys, I'm going to have a spot in a couple seconds. IdealHomeLoans.com. Ideal for your next ideal home loan. Why do I call him ideal? Well, listen, I know Brent Ivinson, the owner. I've known him for many, many years. Here's the deal, okay? The loans you get with them are safe because if rates go down, they don't hold you to it. You can refinance free of charge. That's a 2-year guarantee. And every time you do a new loan free, you get another 2 years. You're virtually always guaranteed the lowest rates. And not only that, but they do credit optimization. Your credit might be good enough to get a loan, but you know what? By paying down one balance here or there or doing something like correcting your address, you can get better pricing because your credit score goes up. And they work with you on that quickly and ethically and legally. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. IdealHomeLoans.com. Call them today. A 3-week close. 303-867-7000.
If you're a man, odds are you suffer with
Sometimes it would help. Just the internet is not free, and we heard it a while ago. If it's free, then you're the product. And so without a VPN, people are selling your internet usage, your information, everything that you're doing on the internet is what's actually fueling a website, a free product, and games.
I had Ani send you the.
So people are under the impression of the internet because you don't pay to search or
help.
But the reason why you don't need to pay is because
I guess
you don't have to
that's
Google.
I have it up.
Gmail. Google even tells you they're scanning your emails because you don't pay for it. You don't have the right.
Listen to this. Well, we happen to pay for it, but you're right. You're not paying the fair for. You're still giving it away even when you pay. I can't believe the targeted ads I get. But here's what scared me one day. We're sitting around talking about. I want to tell you specifically. It was just the other day. Stephanie said we should try such and such. We were not typing it, we were talking. And it came up in our searches. Now, are they monitoring the
Google Play? Or, hey Google. Hey Siri.
I can't fucking believe it. We were talking about it, and it came up in every search after.
Do you have Alexa or something in the house?
I have Hey Google. Google Home.
People are,
but also he's saying it can be.
But at the same time, people are intoxicated by the perceived convenience of being able to say, "Hey Google" or "Hey Siri."
You know, it's a great selling point for you guys. If you said on your free trial, use the dashboard because I never realized. I mean, if I heard about it and said, okay, 14 days free, and just check and see how many times your device is being attacked, I would never believe it. That would be a huge selling point. Because once people did that free trial and they saw 200 people a day getting, I think it would sell itself. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I never realized that many people were attacking my phone. But if I just suffered it even for a week and just checked the dashboard, I said, holy shit, this can't be going on.
Yeah, being on support, the term attack, we have to be careful because a lot of people say attacked is malware. It's something. But attacked is just somebody who's unauthorized or unknowingly connecting to your device. And that's what SaferNet does. It actually pulls back the veil of the internet and gives you the ability to say no. Where before, you just had to, as Tom would say, take it in the shorts.
Right. What I'm saying is, but if you let people know that, let them try it for a week, and then just go to the dashboard and see how many times it's being.
Well, they do get a free trial.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, with the free trial, make sure they check the dashboard, because
you would hope they do.
That's what makes us different than everybody else out there. You can buy a VPN, and again, you can get the free VPNs, which are low encryption. I mean, you get what you pay for. But what's different with SaferNet is we're a VPN, but we've given you the ability to see what's going on the internet, and then also to react to it. And so,
exactly.
We were just talking today. The education piece of VPNs and cyber safety is that there's proactive and there's reactive. You can get a VPN. You can get malware or Norton antivirus.
Contract.
And you can get a box in your home that allows you to control the internet and create filters. But what happens is your kids are turning off Wi-Fi and they're going cellular, and you lose all that capability. You don't have that visibility unless you're actually in a network in four walls. So, with all that being said, we pride ourselves in the fact that we took the three biggest needs for cyber safety and we wrapped it all into one.
I think it's a great concept.
But the reason why your data is safe with us is because we charge. We don't sell information, but we make money by being able to protect you, and we believe we're doing it for a pretty valuable number. I mean, $3.99 per device for the first two devices, and then it's $1.99 for every device after that. It's just one time you get protected. We'll save you that in a year.
You got a new customer as soon as I get home.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, we have Amy's contract here. She wants to cancel, and she had 3 days to cancel, and then she's in it, but I don't have time to go over this live on the air, but I do have it, so hold on. Amy, I assume that you went through this as to cancellation, right? And I know the 3 days here, they make a big deal about that, but then after that, it says, let's see, it doesn't have anything about canceling after this.
I have other paperwork that says you can cancel and you pay half of the service agreement.
All right, notice of cancellation. You may cancel this transaction without any penalty or obligation within 3 days. And then it says if you cancel any property traded in, any payments or any negotiation, if you cancel, okay, but where does it say after that? What other paperwork? It would have to be part of your contract.
Yeah, I received a few different agreements from them. One when I first called them, and again when they came out.
Yeah, but do you have anything dated? Do you have anything dated January 15th, 2020, though? Do you have anything dated that? Because you can't just have another piece of paper that says you can cancel. I mean, where is it, and what did they say you would have to do to cancel?
Well, they said that I would have to mail or deliver the notice, which I'm here at their office to deliver the notice, but there's nobody here.
Hold on. What notice of cancellation are you talking about? The only one I see is the 3-day notice. Which one are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about there.
But that's too late.
It says here that I have until midnight of the 20th to do it on the paper that I have in front of me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Then it's not 3 days. I mean, unless they figured. Where does it say that? I look at. You sent. Did you send it to me too? Does it say that, Dan, or not? Does it say midnight? Okay, it says here.
Yes, it does. It says midnight of the 20th.
It says to cancel this transaction, mail or deliver a signed and dated copy of this cancellation notice or any other written notice by telegram, notice or telegram. And it says P.O. Box so-and-so, no later than midnight, January 20th. Is their office closed today because of the holiday?
Apparently so. So I should have another business.
But wait a minute. It doesn't say you can go to their office. It says to send it to P.O. Box 2340, Orem, Utah.
Right, but it says
no, Oxford Avenue. Hold on. It says 2835 West Oxford Avenue, unit number 7. I would have someone take a timed stamped picture of you with today's paper there, and although you could do today's paper tomorrow, that's not going to matter. I don't understand. You need to deliver it there, but no one's there, right?
Correct.
Well, you're doing it. So you're doing so deliver it and then take a picture of it or something, but you're there, you have it filled out, right?
Right.
I will give them credit on this. The 3-day right to rescind is mentioned all over the place. Plus, they even give you the cancellation notice that all you have to do is sign and date. I mean, they do make it easy, Dan, for that 3-day right to rescind.
I agree, and they're only using business days, it looks like.
Yeah. And it says...
Yeah, that's all great, but...
Okay, so leave it there, right? Is that what you're asking? What do you do because they're closed? I can only tell you what I would do. What I would do is somehow date stamp it. Guys, how would you date stamp today? I mean, I don't know.
Have to be a picture.
You know,
picture
a picture.
from a phone?
Right, but how do you date stamp? How is our phone? They're all automatically date stamped. But you know the thing they do with the newspaper, that you could be after and take the day before newspaper. That wouldn't matter, right? So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could take a picture. There's no signage or anything. It's just one of these business park.
Do you think?
things.
Okay. Do they have a mail slot or anything? What kind? What is the office?
It's just a door here on the end of this business park. It doesn't have a sign.
It says unit number 7. Is it a storage facility or what?
There's a desk in there with some stuff.
Can you slip anything under the door?
I don't think I can. I can try.
I would definitely. Do you have somebody with you that can take video plus photos? I would definitely document it. You're there. I mean, if you're there, you're there. In fact, we can do that. You know what? You can FaceTime us. We can document this on today's show right now. Hold on. If you really want to get this documented, we're going to document it with you. Yeah. I'm Tom Martino. Listen, people, we got a lot more to talk about. 303-713-TALK is the number. Get your calls in. 303-713-8255. Ideal Home Loans has a...
Dan, how can we do this? A Facebook Live. She can do it. Oh, never mind. She can do a Facebook Live.
Can she just postmark it? What? It says to mail it to Utah, right?
It's closed today.
No, but doesn't it say she can send it to someplace in Utah?
Post office is closed. Right, post office is closed.
Oh, that's right.
So I was saying that's the poor man's patent.
Right.
Put it in an envelope, you mail it to yourself, and you don't open it.
That's right, the post office is closed.
Timestamp,
Thank you for speaking over the speakers. Fine.
Because of this deep fake thing that's going on.
How about if she brings it to UPS?
Apps that can confirm that every pixel in a photo has not been manipulated and it stamps the date. There are apps.
You had a follow-up too. What was
helping injured couples.
No, I'm still working on that with the
They're just really nice guys.
That was the only follow-up.
Get the right representation you can feel good about with Bell and Paul.
I would say that Facebook Live and Facebook is the validation. So she records a Facebook Live, and that actually would be a validated third party.
Hey Dan, did we ever finish up with that timeshare lady?
This is Denver's Talk Station with
I don't either.
Martino now. But how much at 6:30 KHL.
Maybe splitting hairs on this.
What happened to the timeshare lady?
I don't know. She called up and she about the passport information, and that's what we're talking about, the credit freeze and the fraud alert. And I maintain they're two different things, which they are.
No, I think he just said get a credit freeze.
Yeah, but a fraud alert is better, because a fraud alert will not allow anybody to. If you go to Macy's and you say you're me, and you give them my social security number, they'll open up a credit card for you. But if there's a fraud alert, they won't do it without notifying you. If there's a credit freeze, you can't, as a vendor, get any information from my credit report. That's the difference. What? Well, you can.
Well, no,
Because
you can lift the freeze.
South Carolina.
Yeah, but you gotta lift it.
Yeah.
The thing is, her passport actually has an identifier number on it, and what you don't want to do is have somebody start using that.
Right. She was asking.
She needs to go to the passport agency. What's nice is
And that's what she was asking. If she should just, because her passport is old this year, if she should just go in there and redo her passport.
She also needs to call Social Security and put a freeze on her account so that someone can't go in and change the account.
No, they don't have Social Security number.
No, she said you gave it to him.
No. She did not give Social Security. She just
I think she did.
Actually, I remember saying she did not. That
okay.
That was the one thing we were like, thank God.
Okay.
Right. Well, she sent it, but it came back. That's what.
Right, because otherwise they can change the bank account into which our checks are being sent. So I always tell people, if someone gets your Social Security number, call them up or go down and put a lock on your account.
No, don't they need you? Because when you do Social Security, you give all these questions and stuff, and all, right? They would need all that.
Well, the best thing to do is just put a lock on it and make sure that nobody can change the account.
They plan on sending back more containers to their country by the middle of the year.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. I would never put that up. What they need is your name, birth date, Social Security number, and they do anything, right?
Technology advisor. You get real
it depends on
They'll even give you a free audit on your
person handing out
storage devices to develop a custom solution.
If you have someone's address and a name, a lot of times
upgrade to Windows 10
and
get up to 45%
just depends on, like Tom was saying, what is that? Anybody can give out credit. Anybody can give out anything. It's just how much criteria. The one thing that we learned with insurance, the most expensive insurance to cover is HIPAA, medical. You have any medical information in your country's hospitals. That's why they'll pay $5 million for ransomware, because if that data gets out there, they're going to pay $500 million. Right. And then next is if you have information that gets you closer to identity theft, so names, social security numbers, bank account, any information that gets you closer to identity theft, again, you pay a higher premium for insurance. And then the lowest is like emails.
I see Chad. We got Chad back along with that. The car. So again, I was asking about Norton. Sorry.
Yeah, so you can't have enough security.
Does Jeremy have any more information on
Norton
that?
Does
yes, on this whole situation. So I got chat back up also on mine too.
Is UPS or FedEx open today?
We do it through mostly files.
Because if she FedExes it, isn't that the same as a timestamp? If she FedExes it to Utah?
I don't think it maybe get behind, but it's made the law.
A lot of devices now, especially Windows, have Windows Defender, which is doing this stuff right here. So
I'm trying to think of ways to document the timestamp.
It says written notice or send a telegram.
They don't have telegrams anymore.
Really,
what is a telegram?
An email.
I got a computer.
Oh, that could be.
All three of those devices.
But there's the same thing about if you send it, if you FedEx it to Utah with overnight delivery, wouldn't that be documented that she did it today before midnight?
70 westbound I-70 into the
You know what?
You
don't know what's in the envelope.
Is blocked there, stopping traffic back to
No, but she makes a copy of it. Goes to FedEx, has it shipped overnight. It's timestamped 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's just another layer of protection. That doesn't cost very much.
Denver weather, partly cloudy today and a high of 53.
This is like what happened to me when my car got stolen. I told you it was Cesar Chavez Day. I couldn't get the car out, and I had to pay another day of storage because Denver City lot was closed.
You are good.
No, my insurance paid for it.
Like developers, programmers, data scientists.
But I mean, who celebrates Cesar Chavez Day except Denver, Colorado?
Was what?
My car got stolen, and the cops, apparently if it's in Arapahoe County, they put it into Denver lot. So I went to pick it up, and the lot was closed because it was Cesar Chavez Day. So I had to pay an extra day of storage, even though I was there. The lot was closed. So I'm thinking, who besides Denver celebrates Cesar Chavez Day? You know?
The internet, the stock market doesn't always go up. It's also important because we know Social Security was never intended to be our sole source of income.
It was so funny because I had a car I wanted to get rid of, so I parked it in weird spots. I left the keys in the thing. The car didn't get stolen. So finally, about 6 months later, it got totaled. So it hit me in the back. I bought a new car. 2 weeks later, the new car got stolen. I couldn't get. I mean, I parked that car. I left the keys in there. Nobody would take it.
That's hilarious.
Did we finish with the timeshare lady?
Whitehouse.com. You take whitehouse.com. It's a trusted site.
I'm not sure we have talk to 200.
The last thing you told her was to get a credit freeze.
And they go to
That's right. That's what we have.
But did we finish with her?
everything that's in that search bar.
Because we never did. We never finished with the court alert.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences, RealCBDThatWorks.com for sleep, anxiety, for pain especially, and I use it. I love it. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, listen, this show is all about recommending stuff, so if you have something you want to recommend, call me. I met these guys at a social event, and I said it's too good to be true. SaferNet, and we'll be talking to them. They're a filter. You put this app on your computer, all your web traffic goes through there. It doesn't slow it down a bit. It encrypts it, and it protects you both ways. I never even thought of that. Both ways. Your information is totally private, and everything that comes to you is safe. They can't screw with you with malware and with ransomware. That's especially good at like a hospital or a town or a big company. We also talked about gap insurance. My gosh, what a big confusion gap insurance is. Gap insurance is supposed to protect people between the gap of the value of the car and the loan balance. There's a period of time where your car depreciates to below the loan value. But gap insurance is not meant to protect you if you're stupid. And again, I use that word, I don't really mean stupid. I mean if you've made unwise decisions. Yeah. Like for example, let's say you had $5,000 or $6,000 or more in negative equity from your past car and they roll it into this car. Or let's say you buy a lot of extras and they roll it into the payment. What exactly is covered by gap? I'm going to ask that. Then we will tell you specifically about Chad's case, who originally called us. So, Jeremy, I asked you to do a little research on what does gap cover and what are the limits in the written policy itself. Were you able to discern the limits of a gap policy in general? Jeremy by the way, is with Compass Insurance Group, one of our insurance experts, and they handle many lines of insurance for people. Go ahead, Jeremy.
So it really can vary. A lot of the financing companies, it looks like, depending on the company you're using, it can have a lot of different variables about what it covers, upgrades to the vehicle or not. Whereas with the gap on the insurance policy, like what we sell, just regular auto policy, you could add gap coverage. That's really more a bare bones. Just most companies are going to be 125%. And it's just going to be the straight value of the vehicle.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the purchase. It's the value of the vehicle. And they'll go 125%, which is generous. But if you have all kinds of stuff, I mean, for example, with Chad's case, Jeremy, they had 33% or more, almost 40% actually, or what percentage? I could do the math. But it was like 35% or more of the purchase price was added onto it in a service contract. Well, of course they're not going to cover a service contract. And on top of that...
Yeah, and what's interesting...
Yeah.
When I had talked to him, there's nothing official, so they have not officially declined this.
Okay.
They're still they're reviewing the paperwork from the insurance company after the accident, which was, I believe he said, on January 1st. So we're all still in kind of speculation at this point. They have not actually said they're not going to pay. The guy he spoke to from the Gap company said it's not looking good because there was hail damage. So...
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. There was hail damage on the car. And, Jeremy, if you have hail damage on a car, it affects the value tremendously.
It does. Now, the unique thing with Chad's case is he bought the vehicle with the hail damage.
Right.
So this isn't something, and that's where, if you have a $10,000 loan, $9,000 vehicle before the hail damage, you get $3,000 in hail damage. Your insurance company pays you that $3,000. You decide to keep it and not get it fixed. Well, the gap, you don't get to double dip. The gap's not going to kick in.
Even if you didn't put in the claim. This is what people don't understand. I tell people this all the time.
Right.
You have these idiots on the local TV channels after a hailstorm talking about the deals you can make with hail damaged cars. It'll always come back to bite you. Even if you did not have the original policy, even if you did not have the original claim, if you have a car and it has $3,000 in hail damage, they will subtract that from your next claim or most next claims, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what's weird. So it's always going to come back to bite you if you have any damage.
Yeah, you really need to know all the factors that go into those type of deals. It's not to say they're right or wrong, but there's a lot more to it than just buying the car for thousands less.
Okay, and here's the other thing then. In Chad's case, there were a lot of things wrong, and it's not the GAP's insurance policies. It's not to make them right or whole. Nothing ever is promised about making someone whole. Jeremy, thank you very much, by the way, with Compass Insurance Group, home of the insurance checkup. If you call, they'll go through everything you have and see if they can beat it. Not that they can beat it, but the 25 companies they represent. Here's the other thing that's important. You may be good right where you are, but it never hurts to check. 303-996-9000. Let's talk to Chad. Chad, listen, man, you had hail damage. That lowers the value. Plus, you paid $2,300 in a service contract, plus $500 in delivery. My personal opinion, I said this is, I can find nothing illegal about this, blah, blah, blah. Although I'm not talking to you as legal representation, but I am saying this. In my opinion, Stevenson Toyota ripped you off. Yep, it's a lousy, lousy deal.
Yep, that service contract was 35%.
Yeah,
of the total value.
35% on a service contract, plus they should have known selling you this car with gap insurance, with hail damage, it would have done you no good. Because right away, that car is knocked down in value. So you know what? I will say this. I've talked to Ken Stevenson before, and we've gone round and round. He's been upset with me in the past, and rightly so, because I would make fun of his porn star mustache and all that. And that ain't fair, And I will say this, seriously now, the Stevenson organization usually runs a clean ship. They really do. And so if he's listening, he does. But this deal sucks. This deal truly, truly sucks. And I think Daph or Dan, whoever wants it, we ought to present it to him and let him eyeball this, see if he's proud of this deal.
Well, he should get back that service contract anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Or at least part of it.
So at least we can try to help you there, Chad, with that.
Okay.
All right? So listen, this is terrible. It's not, you don't have a gap insurance problem. You have a bad deal problem. The service contract, did you ask them about getting that back? Chad?
The service contract? No.
You do understand that you can probably get a portion of that refunded.
You actually only paid $65.22 for the car.
Yeah. But the loan, a good part of the loan has to do with the service contract.
And then your wife did put $500 cash down.
Which is more money lost. I feel bad for you guys, but Deputy Dan's going to try to help through the service contract at least, and also I want Ken Stevenson to take a look at this deal. I want to know what he thinks about 35% of the value going to a service contract. I'd like to ask him if he'd buy it, if he would do it. Because listen to this. That would be like, let's make a real comparison. That would be like buying a car, let's say a $40,000 car. How much would that be? Huh? How much would that be? Or more, a $40,000 car.
No, it is a service contract and not a warranty, too.
I know. Do the math. Do the math on that. So if you take that car at $40,000, let's just do that. $40,000 times, and 35%.
About $14,000.
Yeah, he's the kid in school. Always put up his hand first. I'm gonna kick his ass. Okay. How much is it? 56? No. Of course not. I don't even know what I just did.
Well, if it's 30%, it's about $14,000
Yeah. Think about it. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's keep going. Ed, what's going on with you? You have an update on this. Let's talk about what happened. This was a deal where what was it? What was wrong with Starbucks? What happened at Starbucks? Daphne, you're writing in hieroglyphics here. Can you help me here? What does this mean? Helping to fix his card.
Right. His Starbucks card? Sign blew into his car.
Well, I remember that. I was confused. So it flew into his car, and they would never get back to you, right? As far as repairs. And they acknowledged there was an accident.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
So we reached out to him. We had to reach out to him twice, the day that I called your show, and then once
Daphne
more.
handled this for you, right?
Yeah.
Daphne, so what happened then? Did they give you the money, Ed?
Yeah, so the day of the second call in the afternoon of that day, Starbucks called me up. They said they had a number wrong on the claim. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, they cut a check, FedEx it, got it this morning.
Daphne, you got some money to add to your total.
Do I get the dinger?
Yeah, you'll get my dinger. How much did you pay? How much did you get, sir?
It was the entire amount. It was $2,600 and change.
He got $2,600.
That's an expensive advertising sign.
Yeah,
that with or without Daphne's cut?
They shouldn't have them near the drive-through. For some reason, it was placed about 3 feet away from the drive-through where you stop and order.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to use my dinger, and I have to be honest with you. Grant, thank you, Grant. Okay, he said he couldn't find my dinger, and that's kind of insulted me, but we found it. Okay, so thank you, Daphne. That was pretty good. Bill's got a comment on Stevenson. Go ahead, Bill. What's happening?
Okay, first I'll tell you the first thing first.
Yeah.
Remember you were wondering about the Stutz guy at Excel Energy?
Mark Stutz was the PR guy at Excel for as long as I was in Denver, or almost. He's a great guy. He left there, and I'm serious. This is an example where one person can change the face of a corporation. Excel Energy used to respond to problems, consumer complaints, concerns, issues immediately because he was steering the ship. Now, they don't give a damn for anyone. It's the coldest, worst corporation, and if ever there was a way to get away from Excel, we should. But there isn't. And that brings up a whole different point, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, but you're right on that. So, because I was looking through the company paper the other day, and he had retired. Is what happened.
What happened?
What's that?
Did you say he was fired?
No, he retired.
Retired? Yes, I know. I thought he went into a different business.
No, see, because I worked with his dad.
Oh, okay. So he said he retired. Well, you know what, Bill? They really need to replace him with somebody who cares. Here's what I want to know on that topic. Why does Excel advertise? Have you ever wondered? Why do they advertise? I have no idea. It's not like they have to make us love them. We can go anywhere we want. Now, Amy, we got an idea. We didn't forget about you. Canceling your pet extermination, or your pest extermination contract. You have until midnight today. We have some ideas, and I think you ought to hang on to help other people in the same situation.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with
Michael Brown. And coming up on Monday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals deals a brutal blow to teenagers.
I think Bill still has a comment.
Get found fast. That's the name of the business, because they promise to put your company on the internet where people can find you quickly. Get found fast. And you know what? Seriously, it really works. I'm so tired of this space they call it, this industry. There are so many liars and cheaters and rip-offs, and oh yeah, we do this and we do this and we have algorithms. They don't have crap. You know what? These techno geeks that promise the world to do nothing, get rid of them. Get Found Fast is who you need. We use them. GetFoundFast.com.
Cynthia's bathroom was a disaster.
Tile rusted the tub, so that's what prompted me to get something done about the bathroom.
Have you guys ever put on a seminar or anything?
She went with green.
There's a lot of information.
I think this should be an easy sale, but because I don't think it will be. People could just call and you guys will talk to, but this until people get used to this stuff, you know, this space, you know.
Most people don't realize the danger that they really have by going online. So, and that's it. We've got some videos.
Do we give out a phone number for you guys? We
You got a video?
I don't think we should.
There's several videos on the website.
Is it the one you go on YouTube? Is that a Google number?
Yeah, we have some on YouTube. We have about 20 on YouTube.
Because I'd say I'm trying to grasp
You don't realize that to be able to truly protect yourself on the internet,
grasp the whole thing on the VPN and how this actually
you need to have a VPN.
If you have like a video that said
You need to have an antivirus
comes on in,
which
boom,
again,
where we're at right here.
gives you the ability to identify certain things that are.
Yeah.
I will go on your website.
I gotta get.
Go on
by the way,
YouTube, and
you know,
the website has 3 of our most commonly viewed, but we've got about 20 of them on YouTube. But I'd love to hear what answers some of those questions. So if you look at it and say, oh, this one really helps, or whatever it is.
Oh, the code.
So,
Coupon
yeah,
code?
we've got.
Yes, it's just Tom.
If you bounce around on the website, each basic channel has their own video.
Just
and
one
then
of you guys are open
when
to
you
it.
go to,
30 extra days.
well, we've got the website broken up into family, individual. So each of them has that. But if you go to the main website, there's a video there that kind of explains the tool.
FedEx is
and
open
then when you go to Try Now, there's a video there that kind of explains how we keep you safe with combining 3 of the most commonly used cyber safety tools: a VPN, a malware, and then internet controls. So we blend those 3 together to create one tool.
This Telegram
creates
is
safety.
not maybe a bad idea. Are you saying it's impossible? Why would anyone do a Telegram ever?
They stopped. Western Union stopped sending telegrams years ago.
Yeah, you do.
Their money
You
transfers.
can. I mean, it's
That's
just
a
an
wire
additional
transfer.
layer of
Exactly,
safety.
right. They stopped doing telegrams.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Whereas your stuff is.
But Tom, my point is, if she mails it, if she
Right.
puts something in the mail,
Right.
how do you know
Yeah,
what's in
so,
it?
for example,
If she
somebody
sends
might
it by
open up
FedEx,
an
the tracking
email
number,
that
and
has a
they
virus
accept
in
it.
Well, we
then
won't
she
allow
has
it to
proof.
communicate
tell what's in
outward. We
mail
can't
or
control it.
Right, but it said.
But
But they can't deny that they got
have
it.
some
Of
problems
course they
if you
can't.
open it
They
up
can't
on that
deny.
device.
You're right. You're
And
right.
if
Just
that's
same
the
with
case,
registered
then
mail.
Yes, so
Maxis
send
can
it
do something.
FedEx. You got nothing to lose.
No.
Have they said they would honor the
No,
cancellation?
no one said that. We're just assuming the
Yeah, I'd love
worst.
to hear your opinion on it.
You know what?
We've spent hours on
She's
the
at the goddamn
terminology
office.
and-
Just leave it off.
Because you never know what level of people you're talking to.
Exactly.
And you're right.
Okay, so
Your
I was
video
talking.
is
Okay, so
much better than
normally you get a how many day trial?
Yeah.
14-day trial.
But we can do. I mean, I'd do a seminar.
Free.
We essentially do a seminar every time we go to like a convention, and people ask us questions.
Oh, you go to okay.
So we've been to a few, but realize that we've only been in selling SaferNet since last October. So
It's pretty new.
So I got a question. Who's your competitor?
You know, we have lots of
You get
competitors.
30 days, right?
So we've got for VPNs, we've got Express and Nord. Those are pretty strong VPNs. For internet controls, you got QStudio or NetNanny, and then for cybersecurity, I mean, WebRoot itself is a competitor, or multiple others. But there's nobody that I know of that have blended the 3 tools together as one. Yeah. And that's why, our price is just absolutely, I mean, you can pay $15 a month for a good VPN. So, now you can get free ones too, but then they're just selling all your traffic.
You're going to check with
So, it's really kind of a unique product.
Dan is checking.
With Chad?
Is checking on service contract refund.
The high today, 50 degrees. Tonight down to 20. Tomorrow, 54. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31.
This report is sponsored by Upwork.
Yeah.
Upwork has the largest network of
And
independent
then
professionals, like developers, designers,
we're
data
there.
scientists, you name it, and they're proven.
And then Edge is,
So
oh,
we need
that's the
in-demand
other
talent.
one.
On demand. Upwork is how. Denver's talk station.
Hot damn.
I can't believe you did that.
I never make it.
Oh,
Oh.
I can't believe that chat.
We did as
Realize
much.
you paid all that extra stuff.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-825.
Okay, listen. Okay, Bill, get with your other comment. I'm sorry. You had two comments. You made one about Excel. You have one about Stevenson. Go ahead.
Let me tell you, I went through them for probably 25 years, from 1994 to 2 years ago. And the guy I went through, he went out with a medical illness. They went downhill. I mean, because I don't dress to please. Trust me, financially, I'm okay.
Okay.
This guy I went there, they call him the Italian. And
they call him the Italian.
Well, my salesman knew what my income was.
So you're upset that they didn't treat you well, is what you're saying.
Right. Well, they treated me like they took an impression. I wear a pair of shorts and T-shirts. That's all I wear.
Mm-hmm.
Don't dress up.
Right. So people should not judge a book by its cover, you're saying, because they could make a big mistake. Yeah, I think nowadays most people know that. I do. I really do. I see people wearing blue jeans everywhere. I mean, our generation, I say our generation. I mean, I'm talking to right now on the radio, kids in their 20s all the way up to old farts older than me. I'm saying I have not seen people care about dress nowadays. I haven't. Not even attorneys and stuff. You know, there used to be a dress code. There was a time I would never go on television, ever, without a tie, ever. In fact, if I had a breaking story and I didn't have a tie, I mean, we would scramble for a tie like you're scrambling for a piece of equipment to get on the air. Isn't that weird? You know, so we would have to carry, we always had a spare shirt and tie in case we had to go on live or something. Nobody cares now, do you? Amy, okay, we got an idea. Okay. You have a way, by the way, you have a contract, and I will say this about this contract. I just personally don't think this company, Edge, I don't think they're a scam. I'm going to tell you why, in my personal opinion. First of all, the pricing is not bad, okay, for your pest services, pest control. And also, they make it so clear on how to cancel this within the 3 days. In fact, they gave you more than 3 days, and they write up the agreement, or they wrote up the agreement and even have a place for you to date it and sign it. They make it so easy. They give you 2 addresses to return it. They say you can put it in the mail or get it to them in any way, basically, is what they're saying. And I'm thinking, since you're there, I don't think they're going to give you a hard time. Plus, we have this tape to show that you have called us about getting out of this, and you're at the office, at the place. I would do do you do FaceTime Live, FaceTime at all? Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Good. Do a Facebook Live right now and do it, and we're going to follow you too. And I think you do a Facebook Live saying, I am Amy so-and-so, and I'm Amy Brandon. I'm here at whatever the street is, just show it with your camera. And I'm here to, and then show your thing. I'm going to cancel this. I just want to make sure that you all know it, because today's January 15th, 2020, and they can see that on Facebook because you can't fake it. And then you can say, the office is closed, but I have until midnight tonight to cancel my contract. How about that? I think you should do it. And then you share it with us, and then we'll post it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then say in the video, Tom Martino suggested I do this, and he's going to put it on his page too. Anything like that you want to say. Okay? Okay. And then I think I want you to call me tomorrow. We're going to call them back tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
And, you should be able to get through on 303 Martino without any problem tomorrow. Just get her number just in case we need it. Amy, hang on. We're going to get your number. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Deputy Doc, who for some reason, he's older than me and he's sharper because he keeps reminding me of things I said and didn't get back to. What do I need to talk about?
Timeshare.
Yes, we talked about which one is it?
She gave them her passport number.
Yeah, but didn't we say she should put a credit alert on there?
And we're talking about the difference between a credit freeze and a fraud alert.
And basically, I don't want to confuse people too much. If you suspect fraud, call and do either one for sure. But here's the point. When you limit access to your credit report, you limit fraud, because most of the time to open a new account, they have to get access. But one of the big differences was one of them does not keep people from looking at your account. One of them doesn't. I looked it up. They can still see your credit. The other one, I mean, you can't get to your credit. You can't do anything with your credit. So credit freeze or credit or fraud alert, either one of them is going to be a protection. And perhaps even the credit bureaus or the credit reporting agencies can tell you what you need in your particular situation. Because in either case, like I just got a fraud. I just got notice. I love Capital One. They text me when there's an unusual charge. And they just said, hey, it's Capital One. Did you just try to purchase with your card ending on such and such? This Facebook, what is this charge, though? I don't understand. Why would someone, what do you buy on Facebook? I don't get it. What, like a $250 charge on Facebook, guys? What is that?
Advertising.
Did I purchase? So I placed an ad supposedly and paid for it with this account?
Yeah, you can buy advertising on Facebook, so you just post it and then you boost it.
Right, I know that. Maybe maybe it was someone working for us did that and I didn't know it. We'll look into that. Anyway, I like the Capital One notices, and that's when we got talking about credit freezes, and this other person called and said she gave out her passport information. So anyway, we have open lines.
One thing, Tom.
Yeah.
If she goes online and looks up Equifax's fraud alert, you can actually speak to a person.
Oh, that's
because
nice.
I did it myself just to check to place a fraud alert. I spoke to an individual, gave them all the information. What? They gave me a verification number and sent me a letter that I got in the mail verifying what the number was and that it was actually Equifax that I spoke to.
Why wouldn't everyone do one?
Well, a fraud alert only lasts for 90 days. The credit freeze lasts as long as you don't lift it.
I'm asking, why wouldn't everyone have a credit freeze forever? Why does so in other words, in order to get to your thing, they need a PIN number. Why shouldn't that be all the time? I can't think of a reason why it's a bad idea. Can anyone? I can't. Hold on, we'll talk about it and more. 303-713-TALK. I can't think of why.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino.
Transaction number so that they knew it wasn't a fraud that I was talking to. But it was an actual individual, which I thought was great.
Larson is always taped. They don't want it live. It's always taped.
Okay. Rollover accident at Chambers with backups to airport.
Yeah, whatever. Is it long or short?
Right lane.
Okay.
Also, a stalled vehicle still clearing right lane westbound I-70.
The only complaint I've ever heard is that it slows down the process for someone to get credit. But to me, there's no reason in the world you wouldn't want to slow down the process to make sure you're covered.
Well, fraud alert
slows down the process.
To have it enter your code, yeah, the freeze.
Right, it takes a day to get it on.
Guys, I got a spot coming up. Short, right?
Currently, it's 48. With your impact.
Good to see you again. You thought you escaped us. Ha ha.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union. Get an extra 1.8% off today's already low home loan rates at Westera when you apply in January. Down payments are as low as 3% on loans up to $850,000. Learn more at WesteraCU.com. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 421606.
FixMyHome.com. That's the website for Fix It 24/7. People I know and trust at my home, you can too, for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, for $39, they will come to your home for any problem you have with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. Licensed, insured, background checked. Then they come and tell you what's wrong. Any problem, no matter how long it takes. Of course, they hope you get it fixed. But if not, it's only $39 for the diagnosis. If you have the work done, they credit you the $39. It's your choice. FixMyHome.com.
Are you nearing retirement or have you retired in the last year or two? Moving your 401k from your previous employer can lower your fees and give you access to the best opportunities.
So Mark said yes, he had put through that charge, and I canceled it, turned off my card. So how do I get it turned back on? That's the thing.
To their 401ks. This is
You
critical
guys would
as we're in the
suggest
11th year of the
everybody should
longest
really
running bull
have
market in American history. And we all know the
Oh,
stock
absolutely.
market doesn't only go up.
Absolutely.
It's also important because we know
Yeah,
Social
it's-
Security was
to me, it's
never
well worth
intended
it.
to be our
You're
sole
not gonna
source
get
of
this
income.
built up
We've been
and
helping
wonder
retirees
why.
transition from the
Let me ask you a question.
We'll be all over the world.
How often do you go over there?
Once a year.
And Tucker Financial can help. Call us at 303.
You know, there was a Colorado woman started at school.
And we'll help you move your 401k tax-free.
She has a big yellow
Start
chair.
sending you
My wife went over there and did a documentary on it. She shot it and went out and she did a story for CBS. And I edited the documentary, and that's a special place in our hearts. That school. She does such wonderful work.
I've heard about it. Is it in Kigali?
I think it's outside of Kigali. It's called Arcade. I'll send you the documentary.
I'd love to see it.
It's only 20 minutes.
I'd love to see
talking with
it.
the guy that actually helped start Samantha.
You know, it's wonderful because when you're over there, our generation doesn't exist because they were all murdered in the genocide. And so everybody loves getting wisdom, and they're great people.
And it's people who've actually had experience. So people who are educated in security understand the big value of being
Did you say that movie about the kids being drafted into the, what was it called? Not Children of a Lesser God, something like that. It was a movie about the kids in the
experience. Because you can see everything that's happening. You get to be able to educate yourself just by having the app on your phone or your computer. I find myself sometimes going through just looking at what's going across my kids' devices. Because they play these free games. And my dad told me a long time ago there's no such thing as a free lunch. And it's true, like these free games are not free.
Oh, Beasts of No Nation. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you got to see that.
What is it?
It's called Beasts of No Nation. It's about the kid soldiers in the Rwandan, Uganda conflict. It is the most incredible movie, and it just moves you. Beasts of No Nation. I think it was up for a couple of Academy Awards, but especially if you're involved in the Rwanda thing, you've got to watch this movie. It is so scary and so depressing, but it's also, it's like one of my favorite movies of all times was The Killing Fields. Did you ever see that one?
Yes.
And again, it's a very depressing, but it just shows you what's going on, and your heart gets broken. And when you see these kids, I can't even describe how moving it is.
I'll take a look at it.
You have to. Did you see that, Tom? Beasts of No Nation?
Did you see the old movie Hotel Rwanda?
Yeah.
That is a fascinating history of really what went on there. So is this an outtake of that?
This is about the drafting of getting these kids to become soldiers and the depersonalization of them being able to kill and the redemption.
Hey guys, we're going back on. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Some people might call it troublemaker, but it depends on what side of the fence you're on. We love helping people. Genesis Total Exteriors likes doing that too. Genesis. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Kitchens, baths, basements, inside, and roofing, siding, windows, doors, decking, fencing, and more outside. He does it all. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Okay, we're waiting for your calls. Today is a holiday, so happy Martin Luther King Day, if that's apropos. And if you have anything to say or to unload, this is the place to do it. We've decided we're going to turn this show not just into a bitch fest where you can get help, but you can also just sound off. So it'll be like an on-air review of a business or an observation you might make. In fact, we're going to allow people to pre-record them if they have a statement they want to make, and we'll play it from time to time like you would with a tweet
only it's going to be what we're calling a blurb for radio. We're inventing it, social radio. You give us a blurb, we'll record it, and we'll use it. How about that? Along with your handle. So you can also publicize your account, your Twitter account, or your Instagram account. Now, we love talking about new and different things. So I want to talk about SaferNet.com. These guys are in today to say hi. I first met them. I thought, too good to be true. Why isn't everyone doing it? And that's really, I want to ask that straight up front. And I don't want to make a joke about it. I really want to know, guys, this must be relatively new, or you're not doing a good job getting the word out, or what's going on? Because really, for like as little as $3 a month or $3.99, you can have your computer protected from malware and from ransomware, and there's nothing to alter as far as hardware. You just download an app, and boom, you're done. Why wouldn't everyone do this? So does everyone do it once you explain it to them?
You know, when I talk to them, I would say 9 times out of 10, yes, they do it.
What's the resistance, if any?
Really, the biggest thing is people don't understand the risk that they're in just by being on the internet.
And we're going to talk about that, okay? The risk. The risk of not just the malware and the ransomware, but information being stolen.
Exactly. I mean, there's things being scraped off of all of our devices all the time, and you don't even know it.
It's real. You know, I know that you say this, and I know you and believe you, but even when you're saying it, I'm thinking, yeah, but not me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So I'm at Starbucks, and I sit there drinking coffee, and I'm browsing the internet. Tell me what's going on digitally.
Well, really, what if you would get on the dashboard for SaferNet.com, and you will get on your personal dashboard if you're set up, you will see about, and it depends on where your devices are, but you will see maybe one a minute or one every 15 minutes, an IP address that shows up that says this attempted to access your device.
So I'm talking about today at Starbucks, my phone's on. If I go to my SaferNet app, I'm seeing the attacks as they're attempted.
You're seeing them live.
Now, if I don't have SaferNet, where do those attempts go?
Oh, they just reach in there and grab information.
But then why am I not being cheated every day and every minute of every day?
Well, I would say the majority of those attempts are trying to gather information to market to you.
Okay. They're not all devious trying to rip you off.
They're not all malicious, no.
But still, it's still private data they're gathering.
Exactly.
What can they tell from my cell phone? What can they tell? What would they look at?
Well, first off, they're gonna pay attention to your location.
Okay. What else do they look at? What are they really? I want to know, what are they looking at in my phone? Are they looking at my photos?
You know what? If a company is going about building a profile about you, what they want to know is all the things that you do. So they want to know how you drive to work.
They'll get my name, right?
They'll get your name, but usually they'll run off of a number.
Okay.
But they want to know where you go to work, where you stop and
how
get your
much
coffee,
you drive,
where you buy your gas, what you buy in addition to your gas.
How will they know that? Do they what do they actually see? Are they looking at my location on a map?
Sure.
Okay. Now, they hacked into me. They know I'm at Starbucks. Then what? Do they actually follow my car? And how do they know when it gets gas? I mean, do they cross-reference locations with stores? I'm talking about real stuff. How do they do it?
There's massive,
dummy it down for us. How do they actually do it?
They build a large database, and they keep track of individual numbers. They don't necessarily keep your name.
I know.
And then they add to that database on a regular basis. So as you continue to do your life, whether you combine and they get a hold of a credit card charge or whatever it is, they're building this large profile about you. And then they take that profile
and sell it.
And they sell it to generate large portions of dollars. Now,
isn't it the way the internet is in general? Isn't all of our information up for sale everywhere we go? Isn't that why Google does the search?
Well, you look at some of the largest businesses on the planet, and they're providing free services. So they're making large amounts of money doing something, and what they're doing is they're taking your profile, selling it to someone that can use that to get you to buy their goods.
That's how Google supports itself by, or used to, it sold information. People wondered, why did these people go through all the steps of gathering, of letting me search free? Right?
Exactly.
I mean, what a wonderful idea. I put in a search term and find out all the websites out there, and Google takes that information and has my profile and what I search for and sends me ads accordingly, right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's everything is an opportunity to get closer to your wallet.
Yeah. So they want to know all about me, and that's what the information is you're sharing. Now let's talk about that. That's the so-called innocent information gathering to market to me. A lot of people don't have a problem with the marketing thing. They don't have a problem with people gathering information to market to them, but they sure as hell would have a problem if they're gathering information in order to rip me off. And that's another form of gathering of information. Not everyone out there is altruistic or in it for legit reasons, so to speak. So what happens? What can they do with my information? I want to know how they get it, but I want to know for real. Like, I am on a public network. I don't have SaferNet. I don't have anything protecting me. What really can they see if they wanted to hurt me? And then what do they do with it?
No. I'm going to go off your
I-25 northbound, you're seeing some sluggish traffic, no accidents that I'm hearing
so when
about,
you're in Starbucks, the reason why they call it the public internet, anytime you're on the internet,
off to the
you
shoulder
essentially
southbound 225 and 6th Avenue has backed up traffic to around 17th or so. You ready for a delay on eastbound I-70 between the Coliseum and Monaco, westbound I-70 behind an earlier stall at York. Denver weather partly cloudy today and a high near 53. Tonight,
Let me ask you, if I'm at Starbucks and I decide I want to go to the movies, and I use a credit card to purchase a ticket, they get my credit card. Someone can get my credit card.
What they do is they
How about at home? Same thing?
So what they do is they're able to download what are called Trojans. If they can see you,
right.
and they can't keep you from being seen on that network.
Right.
So if they can see you, they can actually download something called Trojan, but every time you get to the internet.
So when you need in-demand talent,
then we'll be
on
done. You
demand,
can say right after
Upwork is how.
You know, when people are accused of a crime, so many times people assume they must be guilty. You know, you need an attorney in those cases, especially when police assume you're guilty. Let's say it's an innocent thing. Let's say you get into an argument with a neighbor, and they're all butthurt, and they charge you with assault. Seriously. Things like this can happen when life doesn't go perfectly, or you drink and drive. You didn't want to get drunk. You had a couple drinks and didn't realize that you have a high alcohol blood level. Not everyone is a stone cold drunk. Not everyone is a criminal. Some people are just idiots. Joe Lazzara is there to help people who are accused of a crime, any crime. He mostly does, of course, DUIs because of how prolific they are, these charges. You need an attorney or your life will be ruined. Joe Lazzara on my referral list at referralist.com, 303-429-6200. Joe Lazzara.
Brown, Chief Content Officer of Cruise Media.
Did you read about the Krispy Kreme meth addict?
What happened? What?
The 60-something-year-old guy in Florida gets pulled over by the cop. The cop sees some stuff on the floor, swears it's methamphetamine. The guy said it's glazed from a Krispy Kreme donut. He does the test. Apparently the test is screwed up. He gets put in jail, arrested, and it turns out it's glazed from a Krispy Kreme donut. And the guy was in jail, and he has his arrest record now. Well, a couple of hours, but the point is he has in his arrest record
for meth,
for a felony for meth.
Yeah.
Better call Saul. No.
And the guy wouldn't. He's a 60-year-old guy, grandfather. And said, do I look like a meth addict? And the cop was just an idiot. Even after they proved it was He said, well, I still swear it was methamphetamine because the test said it was. And the guy sued the city.
What test? Did he have like a...
Yeah, one of those little baggy things. And then they did it in the real lab and said, it's glaze. And the cop wouldn't admit he was wrong. But this poor guy went through hell because he had a Krispy Kreme donut.
What's crazy is that when you do it, that actually is something major. When you do the test in the field, it's already a contaminated environment because he didn't actually touch methamphetamines from somebody else. But what I would do is...
Oh, this guy?
Right, so you're doing the...
Oh, you mean the cop?
It's already a
The
contaminated...
cop code. Right. But this poor guy now has it on his record that he was arrested for possession of methamphetamine. And he's working to try and get that removed, but until it does, it's still on his record that he was arrested for possession of methamphetamine. And a 65-year-old grandfather.
They say Krispy Kreme will kill you.
Right, but not that way.
that substance all the time. It could be on their clothes. It could be like an emulate in the car. They're around it so much that... Again,
but this cop had to be a moron to think that...
It might be the test also.
All he had to do was go like that.
You can help home buyers.
He had been doing that.
What? No, but the cop just takes it, put it on his tongue.
I'm not a big cop.
You know, before, in the old days, before they had tests for diabetes, the docs would sometimes just dip in the urine and taste it to see if it was really. Because urine is sterile, you know. And they just go, and they go like that to see if the guy was in, ketoacidosis or something. This is before they had these instant, glucometers.
You don't need to hear this stuff.
This just went sideways quick.
Well, wait a second. You're not the doctor that's doing it. What do you care if he does it to your urine?
I know.
But, we think nowadays you just dip in, but this is in the 50s, didn't have those tests. It would take, a day.
Question for you guys. Is there any
last chance to win some extra cash? Well, it's a new year.
Does it stop you? And I know it doesn't do to slow you down or anything. Put a curtain in there for some stuff that you might want to go see or...
So can he still surf his porn site? Is what he wants to know.
You have to allow the website. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, so I have it on my phone. And,
I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK. Lines are wide open. Plus, we have another hour to go, which is fun. But certainly, there's plenty to talk about. 303-713-TALK. If we went back over the most important things today, gap insurance does not cover stupidity. Gap insurance only does the difference between true value and loan amount to the extent of about 125%. They put a buffer in there. So if your car depreciates quickly, you should be covered so long as you did not make a stupid car deal, a really bad one, or put a lot of negative equity in there, or a service contract. They'll do about 125% of value. Remember what I said, value, not what you paid. We also talked about the importance of keeping your credit from other people. Credit, freeze, credit, or a fraud alert, meaning be on the lookout, and that puts the credit bureaus on alert, and no matter which one you do, they're, to a certain extent, limit your credit, which limits people's access, and you can get into details if you Google that, but that's just something you can do on your own. You can always call us as well. Then we talked about the 3-day right to rescind and how important that is to exercise. And I don't think today would count, actually, even though they said she had until midnight today. But maybe that is why she has till midnight today, because it was a holiday. I don't know when that sale took place, but usually holidays don't count. Then I want to talk, we're talking to SaferNet, and SaferNet is a way to protect your computers from hacking, from malware, from ransomware, and also keeps people from seeing your private information and keeps you from getting in trouble on websites. And, it's a filter. I like to look at it as a big filter where all your traffic to and from the internet goes through it. It's a cloud account. It's private. Only you can see it. If you're the administrator, you can administer it accordingly. You can control the people in your household or company and how long they get to surf, where they can surf, where they can't surf. You can put rules up there. How many different rules do you have people can implement on SaferNet?
We have over 200 rules or controls.
And parents would, the most basic one would be the limit the time they can.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, you can do this on your cell phone, your tablet, your computers, your laptops. It's incredible. And you pay per unit. And then they have bulk pricing, to make it affordable for a family. So we were talking about what people can see when you're surfing on a public Wi-Fi. We talked about how people can see what you're searching for and some of the things you like and all of that in order to market to you. But what do the bad guys, what do they want to see? What do bad guys look for when I'm at a Starbucks and I am surfing? What are they looking for?
So it's not so much what they're looking for, it's how can they get access to you 24/7.
Yeah.
And so when you're on these public networks, we understand that you can't see the internet, whether you're in a Starbucks or in your home or on Wi-Fi. So what they do is they install these things called either keyloggers or Trojans. And these back-end applications are...
Can they remotely put that on my computer for me just being on that?
Yes. And you have no idea it's there unless you can see the traffic, see the communication.
Yeah, unless I can see there's somebody coming into my computer right now downloading.
Exactly.
And your app, SaferNet.com, when I download that app and install it, is it showing me traffic all the time coming into my computer?
Constantly, in real time.
I can go look at it.
You can look at it.
And it shows what you're fending off, basically.
It gives you the ability to know what's happening and then control it in real time. So if you don't know what an application is or a website that's having access to your computer, you instantly go and you can block that, and it will never have access to your device again. And it will show you and send you alerts when that website tries to reconnect to your phone.
Patrick, I have a question. I talk to a lot of people.
This is Deputy Doc.
Who have their computers taken over by fake Microsoft or other tech companies that say that they go on, they actually get onto the person's computer, take control of it, and say that if you give us X amount of dollars, we will take care of the virus that's on your computer. And it turns out they're the ones that put the virus on, and they take it off. Will this protect these people from getting these fake tech companies from taking control of their computer?
Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that a lot of those tech companies that try to contact you contact you through links in an email or just a text message. Great example is this weekend. I got a text message from FedEx saying that my package was ready. It was essentially a link of somebody who wanted to be able to have access to my phone, but SaferNet blocked it. And I got a lot of customers this weekend that said they got blocked, that SaferNet blocked them as well. So,
which one was that? The which?
It looked like it was coming from FedEx.
Yeah, what are they asking you to do?
They want you to click on the link that's
now,
in the text.
Now, if I clicked on it, just out of curiosity, what would happen?
Essentially, when you click on it, you're giving them permission to download whatever they want on your phone, whether it's malware, Trojans, keyloggers. And to understand what keyloggers are, is that they actually record the keys. So that's how they get passwords. That's how they get access to your bank. And you have no idea what sits behind. You could have something that says abc.com and you trust that site, but it can have any website that sits behind there, and that website has the ability then to download anything they want.
We have to be careful when we hit links.
Absolutely.
Because hitting a link could download stuff to our computers. We're going to talk more about that, plus take all of your calls at 303-713-TALK. Call now, 303-713-8255.
Stock markets go up
How
and
many older people get an email or a text saying that this is Microsoft or this is so-and-so, your computer has been
The reason why they
infected.
use Microsoft is because you trust.
Right, exactly.
Everybody knows Microsoft.
And then they link on it, and it's one of these fake tech companies in India that puts a virus on, takes over your computer, takes it off, and then charges you $500. And then the new thing now is the refund scam.
Yes, I've actually seen those. It's
Well,
scary.
so Dan, let's say you paid $500, right? They'll call you up and say, you know what? We're sorry, the company's going out of business. Want to give you a refund? And what they'll do is they'll give you a fake check for $5,000, and say, oh my God, we made a mistake, we put an extra zero. Would you send us back $4,500?
That's not new.
No, but it's a lot more prevalent now because all these people have fallen for the tech scams to begin with, and they paid the money, so now they have a whole cadre of people who've been taken in the first place who want to get their money back.
What's even scarier?
What?
What's even scarier now is the new wave is that what they're doing is they're calling these naive people who are trusting, and then they're setting up peering accounts. So like there's companies out there like TeamViewer, there's Microsoft Meetings. And what they're doing is they're saying, hey, download this software. They'll download it. They'll actually go in and say, now sign into your bank account so we can show you your refund. And what they do is they transfer, say, $5,000 from your savings into your checking account. So they say, do you see this right here? You know, yeah, I see the $5,000. And then they'll say, you know, but we actually gave you $2,500 too much. So I need you to give me $2,500 back so that we're both on the evil. And what they'll do is they'll do it through, you know, gift cards or iTunes because they're the most. Let's say go out buy $2,500 worth of Google Play cards.
People don't understand that there's no legitimate business that uses iTunes or gift cards as currency. It's amazing that they don't realize, right? That's a red flag. What real company wants you to pay in gift cards?
Especially if it's like a cop, like, you know, there's the call-in where they say it's your grandson and stuff.
Right.
I mean,
The grandparent scheme.
And you need to pay my fine and stuff with the gift card.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this earlier. These people that are trying to do harm, they go after the places that you trust the most. So your contacts. You got an email from your grandmother. You got an email from your best friend. And you know,
or you get a text. A lot of it, they get a text from a Facebook friend that says, you know, I sent these people $500 and I got a $15,000 government grant. You wouldn't believe how many people fall for that. They don't. You just don't get a government grant for nothing, or out of the blue.
No, it's scary, but at the same time they go on people's trust, and they go on the elderly one because they're new to the electronics, but a lot of times they'll use scare tactics too, saying, hey, there's the new one is IRS has a warrant out for your arrest, and you know, we're here to make sure that you're at home, and if you pay this X amount of money, we will cancel the arrest warrant and the police won't come to your house. But it's
that's been, I'll tell you, it may start now in the it may be cyclic because certain times of year we get a lot of IRS calls. The past couple of months it's been all Social Security scams, not IRS scams, where they say your Social Security number has been used in a transaction in Texas with a drug deal, and the DEA is coming after you and Social Security, and it scares people.
Yeah, that's what makes me angry. But the other thing that, you know, and when we started SaferNet, is that they prey on kids. Kids are using YouTube.
Oh, really?
And so these predators are out there, and they're putting these websites in the comment sections of YouTube because it's all a public forum. And they know that this video, you know, attracts, you know, say girls between the ages of 8 to 12, and I have 6 kids, and it scares me that all they have to do is put something in the comment section, and again, curiosity killing the cat, right? My girls are, you know, my sons too, but they just have to click on that, and because it's not going through Google, it's not going through a search engine, most mobile device filtering doesn't work on there. But because SaferNet is an app that works in the network level, they can click on that comment section, and if it's going to a sex trafficking site, if it's going to a place that that you've already said, I don't want them having access to dating sites, it will block it, and it doesn't matter whether it's in the comment section of YouTube or if one of their friends sent them a link in a text message. Because it's an internet connection, it goes to their own server and it blocks it.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Do they track it? Do they track the YouTube videos that I watch?
Yes, YouTube does.
Oh, YouTube does, and they sell that too.
So the best way to describe SaferNet is that I might not want my kid to go into Target or Walmart, okay? But if I say you can go into Walmart, I can't tell Walmart what they can sell and put on their shelves. The same thing I can't tell YouTube what they can put on their videos. But if there's somebody within Walmart or Target, like YouTube, that they want to get them to go out a back door to go someplace else, like sex trafficking or social media, I can say, you know what, you're allowed in Walmart. I can't tell Walmart or Target what they can put on their walls or what they can sell. That's their business. I'm the one that said you can go behind that wall. But if someone else tries to get you to go to, say, a sex trafficking site or a porn site or a social media site, I can say, no, you're in Walmart. And as a dad, I can say, listen, in Walmart, you're going to too many bad places. You no longer have access to Walmart. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's it's kind of like every website, every application is like a storefront. And you can put whatever sign you want on the front. And that sign can say unicorns and Joe's Fishers. But as soon as you open that door, they may be selling guns, they could be selling signs, they could be selling things that you don't want to have your kids have access to. And so we actually open the door first, we look in, we say, no, this is this kind of store, it's not what it says, boom, you can't go.
Well, I'm glad my kid was at the tail end of this. Yeah. Because when he was really young, it wasn't as prevalent.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, because the technology is increasing like crazy.
It's one of those things where, as a parent, you know, we started Safe Net wanting to protect kids, and we just have a heart for, you know, innocent, right? But we realize that as adults, we're being targeted and we're being pursued by things we don't really want to see. We don't need to have access to. And so
if I don't do banking by mail, which I never do, I write checks.
Oh, you're silly.
I sit down every 10th of the month. Every 10th of the month, I sit down with my checkbook and my bills, and I write paper checks. Now, they can't get my account information, can they, easily?
It's actually the number one way to get your account information. Every check has the account at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's just sent to the bank. I mean,
all they got to do is they can, well, you can tell them, they can make copies of that.
Okay, do you know how, as a business, we order checks? It's not through the bank. I go to Vistaprint.
Right.
I get checks. I give my routing number and my bank number, and then I get 500 checks.
But why are more people being robbed then?
A lot of times, you know, it's like your checking account. You spend once a month, you go and look at your checking account, right?
Yeah.
Well, after 30 days, and you're like, hey, I didn't write this check. So they're already 30 days on the run. With online banking.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is the place to go if you have a problem with your garage door. Let's say the door didn't open this morning, the spring is broken. They'll come out for emergency service. They'll also, of course, do free Martino inspections. If you have a door that you just have had for a while and you want to go through the whole thing, including the opener and the hinge bolts and the safety adjustments, they're hoping to be your garage door company. And that's what they do. They put the sticker on there and hope you call them again in the future. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Great people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. George wants to talk about a bathroom. Go ahead, George. What's happening?
Yes, Tom. I'm in Parker, and I just contracted with a company in August, Best Kitchen and Bath, to redo my master bathroom.
Now, I don't know them from Adam, and I'm not saying they're bad, but I wish you would have gone to referralist.com. We take a lot of pride in that, and we can have a lot of recourse when people don't do things right. So, are you having a problem with this company called Best Bathroom or whatever? Are you having a problem?
Yeah.
What's that? Are you having a problem?
They do, from what I can tell so far, you know, we contracted in August, and here it is already in January. They contracted to do the work by mid-November.
How much did you, I hope you didn't pay a lot of money up front.
No, it's basically we had an upfront payment of about a third, and then a progress payment, a smaller.
How much have you paid so far in total?
I would say I would have paid about half right now.
About what is that? How much?
It's approximately $15,000.
So you paid $15,000 on a $30,000 job, and at how much value, if someone went in there right now and evaluated it, how much value have you gotten?
Well, it's an incomplete bathroom right now.
But I mean the value. I mean not everything.
Yeah, the value?
Yeah, about. What would it take? Let's put it this way. What would it take to finish it? How much?
Well, approximately the same amount.
Well, then you're not cheated, in other words. See, here's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get at first, mathematically, are you behind the 8 ball or are you right on track? Then we go to the logistics. Are they going to finish it or do you cut them loose and get someone else? But if you're suffering losses where it's not just getting someone else, but there are mistakes that have been made, or you did not get the value for what paid for. That's a whole different problem.
Yeah, it's mainly schedule. They're doing quality work from what I can see at the progress that they're making, but they are way behind schedule.
I get you, George. So it's the same with a complaint we get with a lot of people. They're not being cheated. It's just like pulling teeth to get people getting there to get the work done, right?
Yes.
And you're losing patience. Hold on a second. I'm going to have Deputy Doc. You want us to light a fire? Deputy Doc or Daff, if you have time, but I think Deputy Doc can help you. Let him make a phone call to these people and say this. Get it on the ball. Tell us what you're doing. Hold on, George. We'll come right back to you. Wally's got a question for SaferNet.com. Wally, what is your question for our experts today?
Well, I got that same FedEx text on Saturday, and I did click on it.
Uh-oh.
And it took me to an Amazon survey, which then I closed it and I erased the text. But what happens with something like that? I mean, have they gotten into my phone and hacked it? And
by the way,
I'm
sometimes
really interested in your service.
Sometimes, Wally, I'm going to tell you something that's going to scare you a little. When you click on that and it takes you to an Amazon survey or another site, people have the tendency to think, oh, I see, it's just a sneaky way for Amazon to get a survey, and therefore they're not suspicious. Sometimes it has a dual purpose. It could be sending you to another site, yet still be installing some malware, right?
Absolutely. And
so what does he do if he what do any of us do if we suspect we clicked on something we should not have clicked on?
The only thing you have right now is to be able to see what is happening across your phone. And that's where we're excited about what we've created in SaferNet is that you now get to
live monitoring.
You get to now pull back the veil of the internet and see what exactly is talking to your phone and research it yourself. Now, again, why would Amazon disguise themselves as FedEx to be able to get your to do a survey? And so I'm even skeptical about Amazon being a part of this.
So what should he do? He's asking. What should he do just in case? What does he do?
Go. And you know what? It's that simple. I invite you to sign up for SaferNet at SaferNet.com. Create your account.
But will that go retroactive? See, that's what I want to know.
It can't. No, because what SaferNet is doing is actually protecting you in real time.
Right, and it'll keep him in the future. But what if something was already installed?
And that's why I'm saying when you install SaferNet, you can see what is communicating with your phone. And if you see something that you are suspicious of, you can actually click on it.
And shut it down?
And shut it down. And it will not have access to your phone ever again.
Oh, my God. So let's say somebody is keylogging him. And he Googles it and finds out it's a keylogger. He can shut it down forever.
They're not going to tell you it's a keylogger. It'll show up as malware. But
then you go search and find out what it is.
If it's a keylogger, he won't need to. It will automatically block it, and it'll actually be in his blocked category.
All right, listen, Wally. Here's the thing. You didn't call to get a sales job, but you know what? It's not a sales job. It truly is a wonderful thing. And here's what's good. They do normally a free 14-day trial, right? Well, you can have an additional 30 days. So 14 plus 30, is that what we're going to do?
Correct.
So 43 days.
Yes.
Now, Wally, that's free. You ought to do it and see. And then I would love you to call me back. We're going to get you an extra 30 days just for you if you go on and put in a code. In fact, they're telling me now they want to do it for everyone. So if you go in right now, anyone listening, and you put the name Tom in the coupon code, are you sure, guys? Because a lot of people are going to do it now. Okay. All right. Yep. You get an extra 30 days free. So basically everyone listening right now, and everyone you tell will have 44 days, right?
Correct.
30 plus the normal 14. So why don't you do it? And then do me a favor, Wally. You go on and see what's attacking or what's not attacking or what they block and what they don't block. And I want a firsthand, because I don't know you from anywhere, right? This is not a setup call, right, Wally?
No.
Okay. No, seriously, it's not. And I don't know you. I would love for you to independently review this and let me know and our listeners know what you think of it. I'd love, I'm serious about that. Are you tech savvy?
I am not.
Good. That's even better. That's even better.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. So you can put it on your phone. Now listen, is this trial for one device? You right?
It depends on what it's. You can have it up on 10 devices. The 30 days is however many devices you want.
Oh my good!
You're not getting charged for a full month now.
So if he puts it on his phone, he gets 44 days. If he puts it on his computer, he gets 44 days.
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. So Wally, have at it. Go to safernet.com. Now, does he have to go to your website, or can he go straight to the App Store?
He can go straight to the App Store, but it is better if they go to the website because there's a wizard that will walk you through the setup of the account.
A wizard. So if you go to
Which I'm going to need.
What's that? Yeah, SaferNet. It's safernet.com. Safernet.com. Then when it asks for a coupon code, does it ask for one eventually, or will you put in Tom? It doesn't matter if it's capital T or small t, right? You put in the name Tom, T-O-M, and you get an extra 30 days on your trial.
And you put that in where it asks for a promo code.
A promo code. Yep. Put in Tom.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure, you can.
I'll hang up.
No, go ahead.
So if I have malware on my phone right now, should I go to Apple and have them clear it, or is there a way to actually get anything that's currently on my phone off my phone?
It's a great question, and what SafeNet will do will keep that virus from being able to connect with its host, but it will still be there. SaferNet doesn't scrub the that app off of your phone.
Now, in the future, it won't get on your phone at all. But right now, if it's already on your phone, they're going to render it useless. They're going to neuter it, like Dan. But then they're not. But you still have to. You still want to remove it.
Okay.
Now, what do they use to remove this stuff? Let's say I get SaferNet, and right now you've rendered them all useless. They can't do anything. I won't get any new ones. What do I do to scrub the old ones? You guys ought to maybe have something in the future for that too, like a little additional thing.
Yeah.
But what do I get to scrub what's already there?
So a lot of it is they're just applications that are sitting in the background that you can't see. They don't have a.
They're not going to do anything. They're not actually on the phone, you mean?
So they sit in the background.
Right.
Sometimes they're called applets.
But they can't communicate.
We render it. So if you don't have SaferNet Live, SaferNet on your phone, then it does have the ability to communicate with its host.
But if you have it, they can't.
So imagine a virus having a microphone. And it's talking and telling its host all the things that you're doing, all the things that the virus is built to communicate back to its developer. What we do is we actually turn the mic off. It's still there. It just isn't. It's not able to talk to anybody. And so, what you want to do is you want to be able to go and say, "Hey, this virus," and take the whole thing off your phone.
All right. So no matter what, it's going to help you from day one because it really does render it, like I said, sterile. And I won't mention Dan again. But anyway, it does though, take away all the juice. So go to safernet.com, get the tutorial, walk through it. And anyone listening, use the promo code TOM for an extra 30 days. So you'll get a total of 44 days free.
No more little vans running around.
So, I guess, like your computer, you can go in there and get rid of...
your phones you can't. There's nothing that's really built for, like, small mobile devices because there's not a lot of memory on them. So,
most of these applications don't have the ability to go and really scrub your phone. They have some things with Apple and some things with Android that'll go in there and do scans, but they only tell you that there's an issue. They tell you what the issue is. They don't actually take it off. So, and I didn't want to, I'm trying to Brad the back of my mind. He said that he wasn't tech savvy, so I didn't want to go into, go into your settings, go into your open apps, and then look at all your open apps and see what exactly you downloaded, because a lot of times you can go into your open apps and you can see what's actually live on your phone, what's taking in CPU space. And so a lot of apps you'll see that are on there that have no CPU percentages. Well, they're not really doing anything, okay? But the ones that are actually have CPU usage, you want to be able to look at that and say, is that something that I put on there, or is that something that somebody else put on there? Because the CPU usage is essentially what is using processing speed and actually doing things.
See, like I get these every time I click on something on my home computer.
Are you in retirement or have you retired in the last year or two? Moving your 401k from your previous employer can lower your fees, giving you access to the best opportunities the investment world has to offer. They can protect the 90,000 hours you and the average American has spent contributing to their 401ks. This is critical as we're in the 11th year of the longest running bull market in American history. We all know the stock market doesn't only go up. It's also important because we know Social Security was never intended to be our sole source of income. We've been helping retirees transition from the accumulation phase of life to the income distribution phase for 37 years. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker, and Tucker Financial can help. Call us at 303-734-1234, and we'll help you move your 401k tax-free and start sending you monthly paychecks for life. That's 303-734-1234. 303-734-1234.
On your phone was the
Securities are offered. Do you understand what a Trojan is?
Management. It's one that sits there and just waits to come on out down the road, right?
It gets into your device, and then it allows outside communication directly to the Trojan, as opposed to through your firewall and through all of the security that you would have.
It actually comes from the Trojan horse from the drone. Essentially, it looks like it might be a flashlight, but it actually is a way to see all the stuff that you're doing. Like the flashlight was the most efficient virus that was out there, because people are like, oh, this is a great app. Like, it doesn't come out, because now it's on your phone. But before, they're like, oh, I get this flashlight app and I can use my phone as a flashlight. And you looked at it, and why does the flashlight need to have access to my contacts, my network, my internet provider, my location? If people don't realize this, but if you look at the permissions in every app that you have on your phone, you would be disgusted. And again, people download Facebook because it is they like what it does, right? It allows you to connect with friends and family and all that stuff. But Facebook is free because it has access to
years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out. No matter what I did,
so
they never went away. So I decided to break it down to my doctor and get really specific.
These apps you're talking about on your phone, it's not all the
exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas.
These apps here,
diarrhea, gas, bloating.
There's other apps behind there that don't show up as
oily stools.
Those are the applets, the little ones that you don't see. Those are the
So
apps.
if I go to my settings, say Dropbox. Does that mean they can get my? Should I hook off that cellular data?
Well, what happens is if you're allowing, are you using Dropbox on your phone?
Not. I mean, I do use it, but not a lot.
So if you turn it off, then you won't be able to access it. But by turning it off, it doesn't really do anything. It just keeps it from downloading it. But by you giving permission, it has access to what we have.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't really matter.
It has access to my network connections.
Running my timer.
How do I want to have this? I can actually turn my phone
Call
off.
them now. 844-LARSON.
Runs it so it can receive data.
You know, the funny thing, I was writing programs and systems back in the 60s.
We were.
With COBOL and assembly language.
No,
nothing. It's so different.
Yeah, but
No, but I was using these big 360s and 370s.
That was pretty
Make sure that your app has all the solutions.
Yeah, now there's a lot of pre-programming to it, which means that you know the route and the way it's built all the way through it. People can put little applets in all kinds of programming now, and the elementary developer is never going to know it.
No, the stuff I did was so archaic. I mean, COBOL, Fortran, nobody uses that stuff anymore. And assembly language, no one uses anymore. And that's what I was writing code in.
Cutting-edge research.
But then I said, you know what? This is going nowhere. I think I'll go to medical school. I gave up computers and went to medical school.
But I get that question all the time.
So George is going to, he was in his car. He's going to call back with the info on that kitchen and
I
bath.
put this on my husband's phone without him knowing. And I'm like,
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so we're talking safernet.com, and we have that extra promo code there, the Tom, in the promo section, promo code, in order to get the extra 30 days trial. And even after that, there's no obligation, so it's safernet.com. Hey, Jim, go ahead. What's going on, Jim?
Hi, Tom. Did something stupid. I'm driving. Well, I got a ticket for driving a car with expired license.
With a license?
Tags.
Tags, okay.
And no insurance.
All right.
And I don't own the car either. So
hold on now. I don't know. Do you get in I guess you do get in trouble for no tags, for expired tags, even if you're not the owner. But what about the no insurance? Why wasn't there insurance? You don't have insurance on any other car?
I do, yes.
Well, then you have insurance. You have insurance.
Yeah. But not on this car.
Hold on now. I believe your liability extends to you. If you show your insurance card and it was temporary permitted use, you can get out of that one.
Okay.
Yep.
But the plates are expired, though.
You won't get out of that one. But if it's not your car, you say, look, he let me borrow his car. I have insurance that extends to this. And you have an insurance card that's active at the time the ticket was given. So that's going to be, really, that's going to be no problem. You just make it very clear. No, my insurance covers me for permissive use. Now what you say is, I understand it had expired tags. Now, would this be honest if you said, but I didn't know it? Would that be honest or not?
No.
Okay. Then you have to say, well, I have expired tags, but it's not my car. And then hope they have mercy. Usually with a ticket like this, they're going to ask, when you show up for trial, not trial, for the hearing, there will be a prosecutor or a city attorney there to meet with people before they go in. So you might be able to swing a deal. But it would be really good if your friend can get this car renewed before you go in. Whose car is it?
It's just a friend. They want to sell it, and it's
okay.
It needs a lot of work to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, if you were asking how to handle it, that's how I would handle it. I would do the insurance thing, that you're covered, and that you weren't driving uninsured. If a judge tries to tell you, well, the car has to have insurance, that's not technically true if you have insurance and it's permissive use and it's temporary. Now, were you using this a lot?
Not a lot, but it's expired over 6 months.
Yeah, but were you using it daily as a daily driver?
No, just weekends.
Okay, I wouldn't even get into that. Just say you just borrowed it. Your insurance will cover you. That's the biggest part of it, by the way, is the insurance thing. Because the fine for driving it without registration is going to be on the car, I believe. When you go to re-register it, there's going to be an extra fee on it, I think. I'm not sure how they're going to handle it, but I would love for you to let us know. Terry wants to talk about credit scores. Hi, Terry. What do you have to ask about credit scores?
I have a
credit score of about 8. 25, 28. Okay.
Low, like 828.
Yes.
That's damn good, bro.
Yes, it is. However, I have never in the last 25 years been late on a payment. Never, ever, ever. And I don't understand.
It's not always on payment history. That's the majority of it, but a lot has to do with time on the job and income versus credit lines and percentage of credit used. There's all kinds of stuff.
I have no credit.
Well, that's the reason right there. That's why it's not perfect.
Wait.
Sure.
I have credit cards that one is $25,000, which I really don't use. I go up as $5,000.
I guess I don't know what you're calling about. Let's for argument's sake, I believe everything you're saying. So what are you calling about? Are you wondering why it's not perfect?
Yes.
Because you're not perfectly using your credit. To perfectly use your credit, you have to exercise that line of credit and then pay it down. And listen, Terry, I am not pretending I know the algorithms they use. Believe me, I don't. However, I do know this. There are people with perfect credit scores, but the secret to perfect credit scores is not paying everything on time. That's one of the major factors. Another major factor is employment. Another major factor is how you use credit. Not whether you have it or not, but how you use it. Here's what's weird about it, Terry. If you use too much of it, your score goes down. If you don't use enough of it, your score goes down. If you keep using it and paying it off to a certain extent the right way, then it stays steady or goes up. And I don't know why you would care, because here's what I'm going to tell you. The difference between your score in the 820s to perfect means absolutely nothing at all to any creditor anywhere. Nothing. It would get you not one more thing other than personal satisfaction.
Now, I have one credit card because I was building a building.
Yes.
And it's a $25,000 limit.
Cool.
Would I be better off lowering that $25,000?
No. If you mess with it, if you close it or lower it, it's going to be construed negatively.
So I should be happy. What you're saying is I should be happy.
My God. Oh, my God. You have one of the best scores I've ever heard of. Listen, seriously, Terry, I mean this. Perfect score to what you have. Anywhere from 800 to 850. Isn't 850 perfect?
Actually, 850 is, but I thought anything above 760 is basically
Well, it is, but there is a little break at 800 up. If you're above 800, it doesn't matter how far above 800 you are.
Are you planning on using your credit for something?
I'm sorry.
Bragging rights.
Are you planning on using your credit for something?
Well, no. I have a cabin that I sometimes spend a lot of money on.
Yeah.
But it's very seldom that I need.
You know what? I'll get notices. I have a credit monitoring because one of the many places I deal with had some kind of credit breach, so they had to offer the free monitoring. I forget what it was. It might have been even Capital One. Who knows? But I do know that I'll get notices sometimes that my score has gone down, and I've done absolutely nothing, zero, nothing. And then I get notices that it went back up, and I've done nothing differently. It's just that if you use a certain amount of your credit, they weight it differently than if you don't. And then if I happen to pay off a certain amount at a certain time, it goes up. And if you try to figure it out and manipulate it, you're probably in danger of screwing it all up.
So what you're saying is I should be happy with what I have and not
don't screw it up. That's right. Don't close accounts. Don't do anything. Whatever you're doing right. You really. I mean, it will do you zero good. Zero. There's no benefit whatsoever. There's not a creditor in the world that would see that and make a difference between you and someone with a perfect score. Again, it's just a personal thing with you. That's all it is. It's your personal feeling. Nothing else is affected.
Hey, Dan, you know what asymptotic means, right?
No, I don't. What does?
Asymptotic is a mathematical term where something approaches a value but never gets there. And I think 850 is that. There's nobody in the world that they may have 849, but I'll bet you nobody in the world, you know what asymptotic means, right? Nobody in the world has an 850 score. It's just an illusion. 828, the guys, unless...
I've never heard of anyone concerned about an 828.
Yeah.
You're spending way too much time in that cabin.
Exactly. I mean,
away from the paint fumes and get home.
Unless he's planning on, and he's not even planning on going for a car loan or a house loan, it's irrelevant. He has one credit card.
And then tomorrow for your Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high in the low 50s.
Funny.
Partly to mostly cloudy and 53
I'm going to start a business that will go down sharply.
It's 50 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires.
The Tom's right. I got the same thing, notification. It went down because I charged $800 on my credit card. I paid it like I always do. Next month it went up because I paid it. It was totally irrelevant.
You trust.
Yeah. Oh, Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. The best retro insulation you can do for your home. I say retro insulation because it's made for homes already built. So if you have an older home, it could be in the 50s or in the 40s, or it could be as recent as the 80s, and you just don't have good insulation. This will take that insulation's place. It will fill every nook and cranny, and without taking any walls apart, they do it from outside the home in one day. It's an injection foam. It's like a shaving cream. That's the visualization. When you see the video I'm going to direct you to, you'll be sold. It doesn't get stiff. It doesn't get hard. It does get firm, and it stays like that, and it insulates your walls. It makes your house more comfortable, like 50% more energy efficient and 80% more quiet. It's environmentally friendly. It's not an epoxy. It's not a spray-on. It is an injection foam, and get this, if you have your house done, they'll do the attic area for 20% off. Here's the website. Ready? FoamYourWalls.com.
Can you imagine an office where you can have all of your complex dental needs taken care of in one location? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here. If you're looking for a dental office where you'll feel safe and won't be judged, then you need to call Barrett's Dental. With our extensive skills, we can solve all of your dental problems in one safe location. Because we do it without referring you from doctor to doctor, we can get you healthy, change your smile and your life in a fraction of the time of other offices. If you're scared, feel hopeless, or endlessly frustrated by your dental problems, we can help you. We can help you chew normally and eat the foods you love again, laugh and smile freely again. We can help you get your life back. At Barrett's Dental, we're good people doing good things for other good people. Call us. We'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to handle all of your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental today at 303-731-1308 for your free consultation.
Twice to get her on? Did he talk to her or what?
I think he talked to her. He thinks it's
Oh, I get it. Okay, but listen, here's the deal. I would like to do it but also tell Plumline to come on and talk about it too.
Also, I'll get Plumline.
Well, I think they should be listening. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hey, question. A few weeks ago, you had a complaint about a guy that had an apartment and the people above him did a remodel.
Without soundproofing, and he wanted money.
Right. And you recommended that company to come in.
Yeah, but they can't do it. They can't do it in a ceiling like that because it's got to be a closed cavity vertically because it builds on itself, and if it lays flat, it'll put too much weight on the ceiling.
Yeah, the roof wasn't made to
it puts too much on the ceiling, too much weight. Whereas this way, it's on the foundation.
Right. That's too
It
bad.
would have worked, but yeah, I mean, the insulation itself would soundproof, but it won't. It'll just be too heavy. Huh?
You wouldn't want to pay to reinforce it?
God, now you're talking about the whole building. I mean, talking to the people, not the whole building, but that whole unit, and you may as well then tear it up and just insulate it like you should have to begin with. The whole idea was to not try to spend a lot of money. It was, it was trying to go and retro fit it because they had already put their carpet down and all their floor coverings. So he's pissed at this guy. Now, I personally I think he's full of shit. I think the guy simply took out his carpeting and put down hardwood, and no matter what, they're louder. And he's saying it's because they didn't put soundproof down. What's soundproof in a floor? What is it? It's that lead blanket or that lead rubber blanket. I mean, I doubt they require that at condos, do they?
Not that I know of.
I mean, what else? Oh, I know what. There's soundproof floor they usually do on condo when they're building the condos. You might have seen them structural. You know what a structural slab is, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the suspended slab, and then you see underneath the vertical, the 90 degrees or perpendicular, and then these are all foamed. Have you seen that? You might have seen them at construction sites. Yeah. They literally put the floors in big sections.
Floors, yeah.
And they're all soundproof. They're all like foam, thick like this. The foam looks like cardboard almost.
And the condo has no regulations about wood floors.
I don't know. We didn't get into it, but I'll bet you that's what he did. So many people are doing that. They're not going with wall-to-wall carpeting anymore.
Right.
That's why you get the second floor, not the first floor.
That's why you get the top floor.
Yeah.
So you're going to do that tonight then, Doc?
Do what?
Get the app and everything on?
His app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I am, for sure.
I would like to see how easy it is to put
So
on.
if you want, we can install it right after the show. It takes like 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
I'm going to do it on all my stuff.
It's really simple. Essentially what you're doing is you're creating your own account, your own space on our server, and then you just add devices to it.
Dan, I need more information. He wants to know what it's about, and I have nothing.
I'll forward it to you.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We still have time to take plenty of calls. If you have a problem, a question, or a complaint you'd like to get to us, to get help, that's what we do. Pass the word around. And give this number out to anyone who wants to call. And you can leave a message, leave a short message with the problem, along with your number, and we'll get back to you, and you can come on the show. You can even talk to any one of us personally. If we're not here, just leave word for us. And it's 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466.
Hey, Tom, when you were talking about that insurance, isn't that what you do when you rent a car? You don't buy, you have your insurance that covers you when you rent the car. So it's no different with the permissive use, correct?
Yeah, permissive use is renting. That's right. Your insurance extends to your rental car. Now, I say, assuming you don't have the lowest state minimum you can buy with Fred Loya. You know, I'm talking about normal policies, normal people. Their coverage normally extends to a new car they buy or permissive use, which is rentals. Rental car companies have coverage, but it's usually secondary coverage to their own. And if they have to cover it, the rental car companies, they're going to go, they only cover, the rental car companies only cover the property and, the basic liability, but they'll come after you tooth and nail for that. People who do not have adequate insurance when they're renting, they're idiots. Oh my gosh. Now, let's talk about anything on your mind. We are talking to SaferNet about the internet access through them. Meaning that you still have your own internet provider. You don't change your internet provider. That was another question we have. For example, if you have Comcast, you still have Comcast. If you use cellular signals, or if you're on anywhere you go to get on Wi-Fi, you still have internet access. This is a filter, right?
Exactly. It has absolutely nothing to do with what service you're using.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we work with any service, but also we work with cellular. So when you're at home on your Wi-Fi and then you move to your cellular,
it's automatically covered. And it's all it is an app, and you're covered. And it's seamless and transparent. You don't have to do anything. You just install the app and everything's done for you, and you get full control over internet use. They don't spy on you, and it doesn't slow you down. That's safernet.com. And then you put in the code TOM and get an extra 30-day trial on top of the 14 days for a total of 44 days. Hey, Stephanie, you have wait, is Stephanie there? Hello? Help me here. She's not there anymore. Okay, never mind. We can keep talking. So we're talking about this filtering, we call it. What are you doing? You're encrypting data both ways, which mean, well, our data, meaning people can't see our data anymore. They can't go in and look at us. They can't look at anything we're doing, right?
Exactly. Everything is scrambled from your device to the cloud, and then when it gets into the cloud, it gets scrubbed and filtered and making sure that there's no viruses going through it, and then it goes anywhere in the world that you choose to go.
That is cool. So if I'm in a hotel room, wait a minute, and I have my laptop, I'm covered, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's on my machine.
You know, there's a time where I realized I was sitting in a hotel room. I was up in Beaver Creek, and I was sitting there working, and it dawned on me. I had this panic. It's like, I can't do banking. And I was in the middle of doing banking, and then I had to take a step back and say, wait a minute, I'm protected. It takes a while to get used to the fact that you're safe.
Now, why were you afraid to do banking?
Well, I would never do banking on a public Wi-Fi, no matter where.
Even with your own computer?
Oh, never.
What?
Never.
But how will they actually get your account numbers?
Oh, they can. All they have to do is access based on my IP address, and usually with some of these hacking apps, you can access 10 IP addresses high or low. You can access those computers that you can see, get in there, drop a keylogger, which copies all of your keystrokes, and they can, within 2 or 3 minutes, they can get to the place where they can hack you.
Now, a lot of people, man, are scared to death hearing all this, but they're wondering, why haven't I already been robbed?
Well, you know, there's not everybody out there is hacking for the purpose of malicious use.
Yeah, some of it's for marketing and stuff, but
exactly.
Even if 1 out of 100 is there to hurt you, or 1 out of 1,000, you're going to get hit eventually. Hey, Jay, what is your question?
Yeah, wondering when you search or open a new tab, sometimes it gives you the option to do secret mode or something like
Incognito when it comes to Chrome, and you're still, you know, remember this, you're always incognito with SaferNet as far as other computers and other people go. You're always incognito, right, guys? I mean,
you are, but I think, Jay, what you're asking about is the option to be able to search and not have that search history recorded. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, I'm not sure what it does.
So secret mode is meant so that if somebody were to go on your phone and you're using secret mode, they can't see that you went to a certain site, whether it's an adult site or
whatever
the site is.
They just, well, I use it when I'm on, and I might be stupid, but I use it like when I'm on here in the studio. I'm on incognito now, so when I bring up my email and my other docs and I log out, it doesn't have a history of it. I might be mistaken, though.
You are, because what's happening is that incognito, and it actually tells you right in the settings of incognito, this is not visible from your phone or recorded on your phone, but your network administrator can still see everything because you're going through the business internet here, and your security administrator can see everything that you're doing. With SaferNet, but with SaferNet, you're essentially going across your own network. So even through secret mode, as a parent, this was important for me. Having 6 kids, giving my kids a phone, secret mode didn't scare me because even if my kid tries to go to secret mode or incognito, all of that traffic still goes through my individual SaferNet server. I see everything. So there is no secret mode when it comes to my phone. So there's accountability, but I can block everything as well. And so it tells you right there in the app itself.
So you're saying when you go on Chrome to incognito, you might think no one can see it, but network administrators can still see it.
Your internet provider can see it. Everybody can see it. It's just not recorded. So if you go to your history and you're in incognito mode, it's not in your history.
But it is
on your device.
Right.
On your device.
But it is in the history of your server.
Exactly.
Wow. So, okay, Jay?
Yeah, thank you much.
Sure, man. And so, Margie, what is your question, Margie?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I wanted to know after the 44 days on the offer, what's it cost?
Well, go ahead, guys. I mean, how can you easily explain it? It's about $4 per computer or less.
It's $3.99 for the first 2 devices, and then it's $1.99 for every device after.
Oh, that is really cheap. I didn't know it went down to $1.99. So basically, they like to say $3.99, but about $4, right? A penny less. $4 for the first two, and $2 for those after. And then is there a price? That's cheap. Is there a price break after that?
We do.
You'd have to have a giant setup, right?
We do have price breaks set up for business setups and that kind of thing.
Yeah, with hundreds.
And it can come down to $1.60 per device.
Okay, so the least you'll pay is about $1.60. Now, a device, Margie, is your laptop, your desktop, your phone. You can't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's per month, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You know, that's cheaper than, let's put it this way, that's cheaper than antivirusware.
Yeah, it is, and it's actually cheaper than some very strong, good VPNs.
I'm really behind. Oh man,
$3.99 is per device, right? So if I have 3 devices, that is $10.
Like we were saying, $3.99 for 2 devices. It's actually $3.99 per device up to 2, and it's $1.99.
Yeah, I think I heard $3.99 for one, another $3.99 for 2.
That's what it is.
I think that's what he said. It's $3.99 for the first, another $3.99 for the second, and after that $1.99.
$9.97 for 3 devices.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I got to get this thing done. I mean,
we have price breaks at 6 devices. It's at $13.99. At 10 devices, it's at $19.99.
See, I got to count how many I'm going to have.
Yeah, me too.
So on mine, I've got 17 devices.
In your family?
My family and my business.
You don't get a friends and family discount?
I'm still working on that.
Let's talk about simplyfloorsinc.com. Here's what I want to say about them. They're a mom and pop, literally, mom and pop shop. We're talking about Buddy and Karen Mitchell. But they have the buying power of all the big boxes because they belong to a buying group of other mom and pop shops. But what they do with their savings is not make more profit, but pass it on to the people they serve. That's right. Plus, they pay their installers more. All of this means a better job. And you know what? Better prices. You can find out for yourself. Just get a bid. Go on. Go on. Set up an appointment here and find out. simplyfloorsinc.com. Oh, God. All right. This is good. This is good. We had a good show, guys. It's good that you came in on today. Really good. I planned it that way. I know. I planned it that way. I said, get them in here. When I heard that they had canceled because we were going to do a best of, I says, let's get this done. Let's get this done.
Here it says, hey, Jay Funk just said he said promo code Tom accepted, but still only got 14-day trial.
He doesn't see it, but he won't be charged.
Okay. Yeah, but man, there should be an acknowledgement.
Meanwhile, your buddy
Suzanne. Should be an acknowledgement.
Well, there is at the bottom of that, it says you will not be billed until this date.
Okay.
So he just didn't read it.
Gotta tell him that.
What did you say? I just asked.
So look at the bottom, and it will not be billed till this date.
So I had to get something done. I don't want to talk about it with fiberglass fabrication, right? So I found a boat place. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. I'm going to get in on the most slow season of the world, after the holidays, in the winter. And they're the busiest. Why? Because everyone's getting ready for that. No one brings it in the summer,
right?
Because everybody's boating. They don't want to get their shit done during the summer. They want to get it done, or spring. They want to get it done in the winter. So I thought, oh, they'll get in and out, no business. And it's when they're busiest.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just the opposite.
I have a friend of mine that loves that because he doesn't have to pay for storage. He drops it off and it stays there.
Yeah. Well, we both know somebody, he knows that that's the case here in Denver. He loves to fish all over the Midwest. So he takes his boat to where he wants to get it fixed, and he fishes there. And then he leaves his boat there because they have less people trying to get their boat fixed. It's Troy. So I was like, that's brilliant.
Like in Florida, maybe, or
wherever he goes and
California.
fishes, he drives his boat there, but he knows he's already got.
Then leaves it there.
He leaves it there, and it gets done quicker because there aren't as many people in that
Right.
area.
Then he has to go
See,
fishing
I thought,
twice.
I'll get this thing done quickly because it's winter. And then I go in, and the whole place is filled. And I went, oh, shit. This is when everybody's down saying, do this, and do this, and do this, and paint this.
Did that guy who was in last week with the porch pirate help you fix you up with?
No, I found a fabricator.
Okay.
Where do you usually do your boating?
I don't have a boat. I have a fiberglass thing I needed done. But I didn't know who to go to, and then somebody said, it's either Corvette people or boat people. RV people, too.
I was going to say.
But a lot of the boat people do RVs. And then the Corvette people, they kind of do just Corvettes mainly. But I like fabricators. I want people who can make things. You know, then you give them a design and they make shit. You know, they have a 3D printers that do a lot of stuff nowadays, but until I want to see a machine. They still haven't done. They do stamping. You know, they do stamping with fiberglass and carbon fiber for sure, and gel coat. But I'd like to see a printer that does that, you know, with the epoxies, because they have the technology. It would be a 3D printing thing where you can do small things, but you can do it instead of taking it somewhere. Because the stamps, when they do hot tubs and shit, they're giant stamps, and they have heat, and the thing comes out, it goes boom with the mold, and they look cool.
The 3D
but if you could just do it at home, like 3D printing, but only carbon fiber, you know what I'm saying? If that would be the ultimate.
It's coming.
You put the sheet of fiber in, and then the thing does it.
The 3D printing is it's an amazing technology, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they say that there will be, you will go to a place, a kiosk, with a code, you get a QR code with your cell phone, you'll put it in there, your parts will be a QR code, you'll put it in there, and the part will spit out. And they have metal printers, too. They won't be making, they're going to be doing one-up parts like that.
Yep. Isn't that, they got some of that because they were trying to develop it, and then they were worried about people making
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Well, we just have a few minutes left, so I want to ask something. What have I not talked about that you wanted to cover? I think this whole concept of filtering is way better than trying to install software on your computer that protects you and sweeps. I get these scans, clean your Mac and all that. What a pain in the ass that is. Although they're good for software and all that, because you guys don't do that. Although I think you should get into the software scrubbing, although what you're saying is if you have us, you're not going to get it anyway. You don't have to scan because we're keeping it from being on there to begin with. Is that what you're saying?
That is, and honestly, we will be getting into the place where we can do that, because nobody starts out with a brand new device and then gets us and then perfectly safe all along. So we will get some of that in the future so that we can take care of those things that have happened before they put SaferNet on their device.
Yeah.
So that will come.
Because that's the ultimate, is to go retro on some of the stuff that may have already gotten on there, and then you keep it clean from there forward. However, as you brought out before, if it can't communicate, it can't do harm, right?
Right.
Now, I want to ask you, because I'm going to install it, how many things do you think are actually on an average phone right now that are actually sending information back and forth? I mean, I shudder to think. I can't believe that's happening right now. I'm looking at it, and you're telling me right now on my phone there are numerous probably little things, applets, taking information from me.
Yeah. It's that's what the internet is. The internet is meant to
gather information.
It's shared space.
It's gathering information each and every minute.
Exactly. And that's how you follow everything back to the dollar. What is this free internet all about? Well, it's about gathering information and selling it.
Something we haven't even gotten into, we will next time. How can I be having a conversation with my wife and the damn ads show up about that? they're listening as well.
Oh, they are, all the time.
That scares the hell out of me. Anyway, we're out of time. Referralist.com. By the way, you'll find SaferNet there. Of course, you can go direct. SaferNet.com. And remember, save all your problems for me.
Great show, guys. We're going to have fun.